The hosts of the Swine Brothers show are not role models. They're not even human. They're complete monsters. The Swine Brothers show is dumb, crude, thoughtless, ugly, sexist, self-destructive, foolish, and a crime against humanity. Some of the things they do would cause a person to get hurt, expelled, arrested, possibly deported. The fact they blatantly ripped this off from another source should be an indicator of their shameless depravity. This extreme in bad taste will offend anyone with a working brain, so listener discretion is advised. If you're still here, welcome to the sewer of the internet.
No, you don't, you fucking bastard. You don't get a fucking word in edgewise. Not until I say you can, you motherfuckers. What you did last time. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Swine Brothers, episode 191. You can contact us at Cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers, and Twitter is SwineBros666. Our fucking host, Elliot Lindemoon's gonna shut the fuck up and fucking take this, because this is fucking payback, because here at Swine Brothers, we have an ancient, tried-old tradition of getting petty revenge whenever something fucked up happens. And this motherfucker here, taught me, Jim, the seeing eye mutant, your ever faithful fucking asshole, he knew full well my kink is daddy's little girl. And last episode was fucking dedicated to my daughter. This is not something I want on that episode. I'll put it on any other episode freely. I don't give a fuck. Okay? But that was to my daughter, and I didn't want her, if that was her first episode, I just didn't want her getting any fucking ideas. So you know what? Petty revenge it is, motherfucker. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Elliot Lindemoon gave me this one little story a little while back that he probably thought I would never say, because he gave it to me in confidence. I was gonna wait till episode 200 to share this motherfucker, but guess what, assholes? You're gonna hear it right now, and it's gonna be glorious, and you're gonna laugh at him. Be certain to laugh at his stupidity. Anyways, what happened was one day he was on a fucking car trip with his family. They stopped at a gas station. He decided to stay in the car. And the blind asshole all of a sudden had to piss. Now, did he whip out his cane and try to fucking find the bathroom, ask for assistance, maybe try to find a tree to piss behind? Oh no, this motherfucker did something completely stupid. He found a bottle in the car and decided to piss in it, so that way he could hide the fact he was pissing whenever there were 1,000,001 options, because he's at a fucking gas station. So he pissed in a bottle. Fine, dandy, okay? But now, the question comes, how does he get rid of it? Does he hide it in his pocket till he gets where he's going and pitch it there? Does he use his cane to find the fucking damn garbage can to pitch it in there? Does he sit there and say, oh crap, I could have asked someone to go to the bathroom with me and I could just empty it in there? Oh no, this motherfucker thinks of only the greatest moment of stupidity in getting rid of your own urine. He drinks the whole damn thing. He drinks a full bottle of his own piss. Now just sit there and dwell on that flavor for a moment and realize this is a fucking diseased fucking blind kid we're talking about. And that, my friends, is how he fucking pissed and drank it. So tell me, Elliot, what do you think of that?
I think I have a bass that needs some new fucking strings, and I think you have intestines that I'd like to use them for.
Very good, very good, very good.
Also, you couldn't find a gas thing. We were like inches away from trucks that were flying by. You could feel the air off of them. So, plus
there had to have been somewhere to piss. It's a fucking gas station, motherfucker.
No, it wasn't. It was a fucking just off the side of the road. Huh. Scary as fuck.
Oh, even better. You could have fucking found a tree.
But yeah, well. Those were my party days, let's put it that way. I was not in the best frame of mind. So yes, Jim got revenge on me, and I badly want to strangle the life out of him.
Yes. Like I said, I was going to save it as a special episode 200 thing where I get to embarrass you with that story. Even missed telling it, apparently. I thought it was a fucking gas station. Roadside just makes it even worse, because that means there was definitely somewhere you could piss.
If only you could see my hands.
If it was
right
a
now.
sidewalk, okay, fine, dandy. But, this is roadside. There's places to piss when you're roadside.
I'm strangling, but he's still talking.
Exactly.
So, next week we're going to have a new co-host, which is a talking dildo.
Exactly. God damn. So anyways, on my random rampages through the internet, I found someone that was bitching about these bastards that, obviously don't understand how science works, or at least how scientific method works. Because the whole point of it is you're supposed to question everything. In order to prove a hypothesis, first you test it to see if it's valid. Then you try to disprove it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't disprove it, that's whenever it starts becoming more from hypothesis to theory. And from theory into law, the less you can disprove it. And right now, everyone's of the mindset, no, the science is settled. Well, you saying the science is settled means you understand nothing about science. It can either be proven or disproven.
The reason why conspiracy theories are like, lunar conspiracy theories and things like that are usually, they're called non-falsifiable, which means you can't prove them wrong because they're operating on another plane of reality. They're not scientific. There
is nothing for you to test. There are no components of the thing to test. Okay? And sometimes the conspiracy is correct because, 20 years later you get the fucking documents. And it's like, oh, wow, that conspiracy was right. Oh, well, anyway. But a lot of times it's just fucking complete whack jobbery. I mean, it's the whole entire thing about, trying to prove God exists. You can't because either A, God operates on a playing field that we cannot fucking see at the moment, or B, it doesn't exist and we're all in the realm of fiction.
Yep.
So, in either case, there's no components for us to grasp at because we can't reach that plane or it's fiction. One or the other,
Yes. So people don't know how the scientific method works, and these people
are complaining about
their opinions.
Are sitting there screaming about the people that were like that are out there saying, "Oh no, the science is settled," and they didn't understand it. They didn't understand what unfalsifiable is. And they're like looking at me like, "I don't understand how." Well, that's what it is. There's nothing you can grab at to actually test the theory. It doesn't mean you can prove it's false. It means that you're capable of if it is false. There's something for you to grab onto, use, and then boom. And the prime example of this, okay, this comes from my childhood. My grandmother had an electric fence. And every time we crossed it, they disconnected the circuit. I'd grab it occasionally, and it wasn't electrified because the circuit wasn't complete. And I was too young to realize, you have to complete the circuit for electricity to flow. Anyway, I decided, because I touched it and there was no electricity in it while it was on the ground, that when it was up, it was a fake electric fence. And I went to test this with science. There was an element I could grab at, the fucking fence, while it was connected. And there was a means I could test it. I took off my shirt and rode my little tricycle as fast as I can. The little big wheels thing. Just fast as I can into the fence. Because I was going to prove that it was false, because I knew... even though I was too stupid to understand about the complete circuit, I knew if I put my hand around it, it would be glued to it and I might die if it was electric. So I wanted to prove that it was false, but I also wanted to not die in case it was true.
That's a shame.
So anyways, I drive up to it, and of course, I catch the voltage across my chest. And that's how I attempted to disprove it. Yet it proved me that I couldn't disprove it. It actually did the quite opposite, proving that it was my attempt to disprove it proved that it was an electric fence. That's a prime example of scientific method, and I didn't even have the proper education in science,
And I also have to add that people saying science is settled, we're still finding out stuff about gravity that we didn't know. The finer points and things like that.
You want to know how unsettled it is? We have all these laws in physics, okay, that now that we've been capable of experimenting with quantum mechanics, that's the subatomic level of fucking, you know, matter, energy, and all that. We're getting into bosons and quarks and shit. When we start fucking around with that shit, and either A, physics operates on a completely different manner at the subatomic level, or B, our entire concept of reality is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's because subatomic particles just do crazy shit. I mean, just a pure basic layman's example. Whenever you put your hand on the desk,
Yes.
you're not actually touching the desk. The electrical impulses actually repel you, and that's how you feel. Now, how do bonds fit? You know, electrons slip from one atom to the other, you know, through your chemical bonds and shit. This is very basic layman type shit, you know. But, you know, that's just one of the alien things. We're not actually touching something. This is just the field of repulsion, negative hitting negative. And it's more or less stable, so we're not bonding to it.
And most of that is like way beyond my power to.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep it as dumb as possible. Because, you know, once we get into the nitty gritty, we start getting into the good math. And that's where the real fun begins. Because, you know, all of a sudden I start remembering, oh, that's sigma 3 to the third. Okay, and oh, fuck, what the fuck was sigma again? And
by the way,
through my brain that's half rotted trying to remember this shit that I picked up.
And by the way, viewers, any pain that Jim talks about is just like, yes, right now. I want him to put his tongue on the electric fence. Actually, that was a friend who did that with the train set. He didn't know that you know, conducted his brother had done something to piss him off, so a friend put his brother's tongue on the train set. He didn't know that it would conduct electricity. He thought it was just going to run over the train, you know, the tongue, and get him a shock, you know, a scare. So when he flipped the train transmitter, sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
Oh, God, yes.
Ow.
OUCH. That's from Human Cannonball, the Atari 2600 game, which used trigonometry and the general ballistic function with no wind factor, just gravity.
And see, that was learning.
Mm-hmm.
You learned that saliva has conductive properties.
Yes.
Which I will now test on Jim by hooking his tongue up to a battery.
I've done that before. Not just a typical, oh, I'm going to lick a 9-volt. No. We're talking about 16 hits of LSD. And I decided to lick a car battery. It was a new battery, so it wasn't like licking oil and shit, but yeah. I held the hot end, licked the cold end, fell on the floor, drooled on myself.
Yeah, the more I think about that story you told, the less I understand it, but I was kind of in the grips of temporary insanity for those, like, 3 years, so...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but whatever, it happened.
It was a moment of complete stupidity, and you see, this is why I forgive him for making me go into that, because A, yes, he is that stupid that to hide the fact he pissed, he drank it.
Yeah, well.
And B, I pray to God that you never, ever have to go through 15 years of not seeing your kids. Okay? I mean, I would rather perform purification through pain on you. That's humane compared to the pain of not seeing your kids for 15 years. Okay? So, I don't ever want you to have this frame of perspective so you can say, oh, yeah, that's what it felt like. You know, I'd rather cut you open and start playing with your insides in the most painful way until you screamed confessions to crimes that you were nowhere even near, and then, like, let you rot and die in such a painful manner after a few days, then that's far more humane than 15 years no kids.
Viewers, you might be wondering, I actually told that story on air. That's the sad thing. Although, I believe that was one of my sock accounts.
It probably was.
Because we used to go on air with different accounts back in Google had Hangouts. But yeah, you were telling me about it. I just got back, and you were saying you don't know how the people don't know how the scientific method works. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm not debating because I'm still not on Facebook. Jim's still in charge of that.
Yeah. Well, the whole damn thing was, this was even the side that was trying to say, yeah, these people don't understand how science works, bitching about the same people I was. Of course, as a side tangent, I was like, yeah, I love it when the atheists go out there and say the science is settled. Yeah. So you're going to go against the very principles that make God unfalsifiable and therefore not scientific and therefore unbelievable, and give you the cornerstone of a lot of arguments you use. You're going to go against that by saying the science is settled. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
sure.
Yeah, there are some things we, agree happen, but yeah, like I said, we're learning different things, and a lot of it's very esoteric that, let's face it, you probably don't need in your everyday life.
Oh, fuck, how often are you going to fucking use quantum mechanics in your fucking daily life?
Well, you ever use it to pick up chicks? Oh, never mind.
I have used it to pick up chicks. I got laid because I knew what the fucking Higgs boson was.
I've actually
never done
that.
Essentially it's just a fucking field particle that permeates the fucking entire universe, and its sole function is to give mass to the massless. I mean, at least that's what we know of it right now. There might be other properties, but that's the one property we're certain of. Because there's particles out there that shouldn't have any mass but do, and this is what gives it to it.
I was actually hoping you'd say yes. Just because, yeah. Well, no, you're never going to use, unless there was a very bad. So one of my passions is reading sporkings of books. If you don't know what sporking is, have you ever seen the show Mystery Science Theater 3000 where they riff on movies? It's basically like that with books. So it's very entertaining and very it kills a lot of time. Anyway, there's a very bad book by a so-called Asian supremacist called Dragon's Lexicon Triumvirate, and it tries to use quantum mechanics in a book. The result is actually more horrible than the story you told. Because the guy has no idea what he's talking about.
He has no idea about quantum mechanics.
Oh, no. He thinks he does. He thinks he understands time, but really, all he does is... picture yourself on like 30 hits of acid attempting to sound scientific.
Wait, he was talking about time?
He was talking about time, and he used quantum mechanics, and he used... I gotta send you the book, because it is... Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we can figure out about time is that it's somehow connected to gravity. Because time actually flows differently when you're on a mountaintop and whenever you're at the bottom of a fucking canyon. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's like very minute, but it adds up over time, Over the course of a day, yeah, there's like a missing couple minutes.
Yes. So just imagine... you on about 30 hits of acid right now with no experience with all the with you're so out of practice. Imagine if you took 30 hits of acid and started trying to talk about science right now.
Yeah, I'd fuck up so bad.
You wouldn't even make sense.
Because I only remembered bits here and there. Like I said, I can barely remember some of the math, and then I have to sit there and think for hours just to remember what one thing is. And that's if I don't have the internet handy to just look it up and be like, oh, yeah, how the fuck did I forget that?
He even used Schrodinger's cat, which, granted, a lot of people misinterpret, including me. I misinterpreted Schrodinger's cat.
What, where it's alive and dead simultaneously?
Yes, in a superposition. My first thought was, bullshit. Because even if it's in a canister, even if it's in a so just really quickly for the three people who've never heard of Schrodinger's cat, the theory is that if you put a cat in a box with a canister of poison gas that may or may not leak and shut the lid, the cat is either alive or dead. It's neither alive or dead, but in a superposition. Now, my brain is going, you idiot. The cat's just because you can't see it doesn't mean you don't know it. Doesn't mean it's not happening. But what I later learned was that Schrodinger, you're an idiot. But what you're dumb. That's a very Beavis and Butthead. You're dumb. What I later learned was that Schrodinger's response was actually about it was demonstrating that quantum mechanics doesn't apply to real life.
Yeah.
Because in real life, yeah, the cat is either alive or dead. But it was a thought experiment. It wasn't actually meant to be. But people have taken that and used it to mean all sorts of weird hippie alternative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the
author
fuck. Of
you want to know? God, there's this thing called the uncertainty principle.
Yes, I know.
Which pretty much just states, just for basic layman terms, that there is a non-zero chance of a field particle belonging to something in one area can be anywhere. Well, a few other things, but like pretty much, let's say we have an atom of carbon here. Okay, this core of the atom and most of the parts are here, but there is a non-zero chance that one of the electrons is out on Mars to that atom, and it's going to just come back, But the non-zero chance of that is so infinitesimally small,
yes,
that you would have better chances of hitting the Powerball lottery jackpot, getting all the numbers 13 times in a row.
Yes.
Than that atom being way out there. The thing about it being non-zero, some people tend to not take into consideration, is the fact that the smaller that decimal point is, even though it can never actually be zero, the more zeros you put before it after the decimal point, that's the closer to zero it gets.
Yeah.
But you got these fucking hippies out there and yuppies, God, fucking yuppies, sitting there saying, no, reality is what I think it is because of this. No. The fact that there's a non-zero chance does not mean that. Because it's so close to zero, you might as well say zero.
You know what, Jim, I think they have a point. Reality is whatever they say it is. So why don't they go out right now onto a tall building and try to disprove that gravity exists?
Yes, please. That would be glorious. We approve.
That would
allegedly
make my day.
Approve. We allegedly approve of jumping off of a 30-story building to prove gravity doesn't exist.
Allegedly. For those new here, allegedly means...
We're talking out of our ass and trying not to get sued. Because we know there are stupid people out there. That's why we have a disclaimer at the beginning of the damn show now. Because we made a joke, someone followed the advice, and then they said that they were going to sue us. Then they got stoned and forgot they were going to sue us. So we got lucky. But if they were sober, they might have.
And the intro pisses people off, too, because it says the word sexist.
Oh, wow. Really?
Well, so I was talking about the band Evanescence, which is like, fake goth metal. It's fake goth, basically. And I was saying that I thought they were overrated. And the response was, oh, well, of course you think they're over. You can't stand independent, strong women because the intro says you're a sexist. I'm like, have you never even watched a certain 90s television show?
Yeah, we ripped this off of fucking Beavis and Butthead. We took both versions of their damn disclaimer at the beginning and melded them together for this and then added a couple extra words.
And added a really awesome intro music from Jeannie from Ye Goat Herd Gods.
Yes, Jeannie Keebler from Ye Goat Herd Gods by Ye Goat Herd Gods. It's in the damn low bar. You could fucking go there, click on the more thing, and you could go to the site and fucking buy her shit.
Do it. The army commands it.
Yeah.
Well, the other question I get is, so Swine Brothers, so you don't allow women on your show?
And we had, like, women co-hosts and shit.
Yes. We probably have another one someday.
Yeah, whenever someone decides to, you know...
We need someone to tell us how moronic we're being.
Either that, or... Oh, God. Because a couple of ones I had on were fucking complete headaches and kind of moronic.
Well,
It makes sense, you know, when talking about certain subjects, but whenever we go off the path, especially anything political, it would be like, God, why? Because that was disproven, like, years ago. Like, I've seen it fail so many times in history books and modern day and everything. Why?
But I think we need someone to, because we're basically children. We have the maturity level of about 2-year-olds, which is why the petty revenge thing.
Nah, I'm 3.
No, well, I'm 5, so. Yeah.
God.
This is not the most mature show in the world, people. But yes, I find that funny that atheists, because when I was in the atheist community, as annoying as they might have been, they all said that science is not settled, that science is an ever evolving process, and that we are learning things. And I was like, because I was told that science was settled by Christians.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And now it's the other way around. The atheists are saying the science is settled. And the Christians are like, wait a minute, shouldn't we be questioning things? It's funny how that works.
I left the atheist when I met a certain satanic priestess, and also when I realized how much of an echo chamber it was, and there was an atheist guy who I don't remember if he killed someone or shot someone or he injured someone or possibly killed them in a parking lot. And he was an atheist. I don't know how that came up, and this girl posted, I still remember the quote, I don't see how an atheist could do such a thing.
Oh, you've never been to the Soviet Union, especially under Stalin. That's an atheist doing a lot of evil shit to religious people. Simply for being religious, because religion is a cancer.
I brought that up and she said, well, but Stalin was a god emperor, basically. But whether or not that's true is a debate for another time. But the point is, it's like, you agree on one thing. Mm-hmm. God doesn't exist. But you
do realize that doesn't dictate it's like whenever they sit there, they say, you know, trans people are like, you know, so much better. No, they're not. They're the same. They just fucking, you know, have this gender dysphoria. Okay, as long as they get that sorted out, who gives a shit, you know? But no, they're so much better because this, that, or, you know, they start going on skin pigmentation and sound just like the fucking neo-Nazis I debated throughout the 90s. I swear they try to drive them offline only because so we don't realize how much like them they sound.
Yes, but it was just really weird to me because, I mean, it's just because there are Satanists who are scum of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like, I can't see how a Satanist would do so. Well, I can. You're an idiot. You know, they're idiots.
Oh, wow, I can't see how a Christian can do such horrible things. Even though, that's kind of like a thing throughout history. Because Christianity was in the majority out here in the fucking Western world. And, like, you know...
the Crusades.
The Crusades was mainly just a fucking rich boy land grab. They had to get people in the army somehow, so they used religion. You know, they're not going to fucking sit there and... The rich bastards wanted land, and the promised land was supposed to have milk and honey, so why not?
My favorite crusade was when they accidentally invaded their own people. They were, I think they were aiming for like the north or something like that, but they accidentally
No. You're getting that story wrong. Fucking shit. What was it? It was one of the fucking empires. Ottoman Empire, I think. When that was, they stopped at the Ottoman Empire on the way to the crusade. And whenever they didn't get enough financing to go the whole way, they just decided to loot the Ottoman Empire. So just because they couldn't go the whole way to crusade in the Holy Land, they decided, we'll just go to and fucking ransack fucking fellow Christians. Who cares?
Oh, well, we'll have to do some, because I remember it a little bit differently, but we'll have to do some, because it is a fantastic story, either way. We'll just do some research on that. And not just because I want to, because, yeah, I think it's what crusade is that? But yeah, that's my favorites. Oops. Oh, well. Yeah, we just ransacked your fellow Christians. But, well, we sent them to meet God early. That was actually something I was reading. A mother killed. So the adult husband had a gambling problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the mother was tired of him gambling away the house. So she took a tire iron and straightened him out. A little too much. And when questioned, I sent him to meet baby Jesus early.
What?
I sent him to meet baby Jesus early.
Lovely.
Yes, you sent him to meet baby Jesus early. But yeah, that's funny.
I'm probably wrong on which empire. Sorry, I was checking that.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember what it was they were on their way to do a crusade somewhere else, ran out of money, and decided to just loot where they were at. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. But yeah, it says, yes, meet baby Jesus early.
Such a happy day.
Yes, I'm very happy. But yeah, that's just because, like I say, even but the other reason why I got out of the atheist community was so many were going to anti-theists. I mean, I have no problem with atheists. That's fine.
Oh, I got no problem with most atheists, because whenever you talk to them, the main thing is they'll make a sly joke saying, yeah, whatever fucking bedtime story you need to go to sleep. That's pretty much their view about religion. It's not like, something so horrible. And it's like, yeah, it's just a fucking bedtime story. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. You're gonna leave me alone then. Good.
I mean, they make jokes about my Satanism. I make jokes. Oh yeah, you're gonna worship, the sun or whatever,
Stare directly into the sun and die.
Yes, and I make jokes. I make jokes about everyone's beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Go with Satan, everyone.
No. That's pathetic.
Says you. Anyway, but yeah, the anti-theists are the ones who shout a lot.
Yeah, it's like, I just love this, okay? You go to a fundamentalist church and they say all other religions caused all wars. You talk to an anti-theist, they say all religions caused all wars.
Yes.
Well, you dropped one line, but somehow maintained the core meaning. It's the same damn sentiment. It's just another fundamentalist lean on life. So realizing that, yeah, people aren't going to understand everything. I mean, God, I just went through the fucking half-wits that think the uncertainty principle means that they get to dictate what the fuck reality is. And not even fully understanding that, So, it doesn't matter. They'll cling on to anything and then just come up with their own bullshit way. The main question is, can we get along somehow enough that we're not fucking burning each other's houses to the ground on a whim?
Yes, and if you really want to, pick reality, drugs.
Drugs, yes, lots and lots of drugs. That's how you get a new reality every day, especially with LSD. Oh God, that was fun.
Until you, well, yeah, but well, if you want to do it allegedly, if you want to do it permanently.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I know people who. This one guy ate an entire sheet of acid once.
That's at least 100 hits, depending upon how you cut it, potency and all that.
It could be 200. It was a big sheet. The guy still can't follow conversations.
Huh? Yeah. Well,
This is years ago, and the guy still.
well, there was a guy that we know. His drug days were back in the 70s. We called him Statue Man, and he would just stand there for hours doing nothing. And
Yes.
it was all because he ate way too much acid one day, and he just stayed like that. Stern, my one buddy, bumped into him one day, and he was actually vocal, which scared the fuck out of him. And the only thing he said was, "Do you want to see what I'm seeing?" Now, Stern was into acid at the time, but the fact that this was Statue Man saying that, and the fact that we knew Statue Man was just there, he existed. He would stand still, motionless, for hours at a time. Like, he went up to fast food joints, and it would take him 15 minutes to order a double cheeseburger, and that was it.
Jeez.
Okay.
You want to see what? No.
But, like, you know, so this terrified him on a level unheard of whenever it came to LSD back in the day. Poor Stern, man. He was like, yeah, I wanted to say yes, but no. I did not want to be in the same state. I have hopes and dreams. Yeah.
There's another story about him. You told me to ask about
Mhm.
on air. You said you said you could tell this story. They'll give us back our land. You did say we could say that on air.
I forget which one this was.
Well, just his whole give us back our land thing.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, he got involved. He's mostly Italian. Okay, Stern
Yes.
is mostly Italian, and I don't know if it's. I mean, my father said that we have, like, you know, he had 1/16 native in him, but he started saying this from the 70s when it was the popular thing to fucking go out there and just say, I got a drop of native in me, because,
Yes.
you know, that was the huge fad at the time, whether you could prove it or not, you know.
Yes.
I mean, I guess a modern day equivalent would be Kamala Harris. Like, she said she had, like, a drop of something in her, and they tested her, and it turned out to be like 1/1 billionth or some insanely infinitesimal amount. That,
Or who
you know,
was the other one who said that she had native in her, and it turned out she Warren, wasn't it? I think
Maybe.
it was, who said that she had, like, native in her.
I might even mix them up because they all fucking
Yeah.
try to fucking grab onto this glory train of saying I'm oppressed. But anyways, so it's unverifiable that he even has any in him. But he did sign up to this one group that was like big into the fucking. It was a Native American kind of, like, you know, revival thing, where they were trying to, like, you know, reunite the tribes that, you know, weren't on the reservation.
Yes.
So, like, this guy's mostly Italian, almost entirely, okay?
Yes.
And he's screaming, give me my land back, because of the drop.
Yes. Meanwhile, I know a full-blooded Native American friend, Jenny, who is listening to the show, and she just laughed when I told that story. I was joking. You know, there is some land. Mario Andretti was born in a town that used to be Italy, but now I believe is part of Slovakia. I think it is.
Yay.
Istria. It's like he should be saying, "Give us back Montona."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, World War II kind of rattled the geography a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Yugoslavia. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's Yugoslavia. But yeah, that's yeah. Meanwhile, I have the full-blooded Native American friend Jenny, and she's just like, there is no question what she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's just like, really? That's That's a fun one. So, yes, do you want to see what I'm saying? That's how you alter reality, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your uncertainty principle. No.
No, you got bullshit.
By the way, don't do that, kids. We're joking. Allegedly.
Yes, as always.
'Cause,
If
dear
you
God, we
or
don't
any of
wanna
your
get-
friends get caught or killed following Swine Brothers' advice, our secretary shall disavow you, and you know nothing, and we never said it.
Or if we make fun of celebrities. Because celebrities can kind of be litigious as well.
Oh, fuck them. If I was a celebrity, I'd want fucking mean things said about me.
Well,
This
yeah,
actually
but
serves two purposes. One, I gain credit within the groups I wish to gain credit with if they're slandering me. Two, it fulfills what Saul of Tarsus wants. And, he wrote, 2/3 of the fucking New Testament. To boast of your weaknesses, not of your blessings. Which, if everything vile and nasty in humanity is a weakness, I'll boast of that instead of, how many times I fucking give to panhandlers or fucking, help people move and only ask for gas money. Shit like that, And moving's a fucking bitch when you're moving from one house to the next. I've done that. But it's like, I don't sit here and boast, I help people move that I don't even really care for, actually.
That's why you can never be a celebrity. I was scrolling through just saying whatever, it was the top stories of the day, and I found some celebrity musician, I think it is, or actor, bitching about how horrible it was that her body changed when she was pregnant. Like she was the only one who's ever gone through this.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, I shit you not.
Yeah, there's a fucking other life form inside you. It's somewhere around the stomach region. It starts fucking coming through in the uterus and all that. And I forget the exact body parts because I fucking have been out of the fucking biology loop for a while. But, eventually it just fucking drops out of you and now you got extra skin. Wow.
But she was acting like this was such a horrible thing and that it was like... their tone was like that no one else has gone through this before. And I just wanted to drive a bulldozer through her house.
Ex-wife was anorexic when I was with her. Okay? And through both pregnancies, instead of calling the baby a baby, she called it fat. Because she was so obsessed with losing fat that oh my God, there's fat in me. No, that's a baby. I gotta starve myself. No, you're eating for two now.
Yeah. I know how that works. I know the biology of that. I don't know what all parts are involved, but I remember something in the... But yeah, it's so... Yeah, unfortunately, Jim, you don't have the mentality to be a celebrity. You're too humble.
Fuck humility. I am the fucking center of the universe.
Yeah, but even you, so... Even you're too humble to be a celebrity. That's off. Not good.
I am not humble. I am the asshole. And speaking of assholery...
To say about a gentleman who walks the streets at night with a knife or maybe an axe. Mind your backs, it's called Killers!
That first one was the Dark King theme from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, as covered by Daniel Tidwell.
Interesting. I only know one Final Fantasy song, and that's because a power metal band covered it.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey,
there's a lot to choose from that, like, fucking power metal bands would cover. Everything from Red Wings Over Baron to various battle themes to fucking God.
Yes. It was a good song.
The next one was Iron Maiden with Killers off of Beast Over Hammersmith.
If I may rhapsodize a little bit, that is my favorite Iron Maiden live album.
Mm-hmm. That was a live album. It was originally off the album Killers.
I think I played you a couple songs from it. It is there. So Beast Over Hammersmith is really hard to find, but try to track it down. It's part of the Eddie's Archive box set. It was recorded just before Number of the Beast was released. So Bruce was, new to the band, and I mean that the intensity and they're just so locked into each other. There's fire coming off that band. It's 92 minutes of the best Iron Maiden live album. Live After Death, good stuff. Can't hold a candle to Beast. So yes, try to track it down. And yes, track down the original Killers album, because that's my favorite Maiden album.
Indeed, it's a very good one. The last one was Forbidden with Forbidden Evil.
Off of Forbidden Evil. I was going to play through Eyes of Glass, but I looked and it was probably a little bit too long for the show. So I chose the second best song, which is Forbidden Evil, which is my favorite kind of evil. I don't know why that album doesn't... I mean, it may not be the heaviest thrash in the world, but it's got decent riffs, good vocals. I don't know why it never gets mentioned very much.
Mm.
And of course, we have to say, please buy the music from people and support the bands.
Yeah, that's why we go through the trouble of telling you what everything is.
Even what albums.
Mm-hmm. And most of these people that I bring up with the video game covers, they got their own fucking pages. Look them up. You can get the songs and shit from there.
Yes, you can. And you can support them and donate to whatever. I don't know what all they have to donate, but if you like it, donate, I donate to NVDA, the screen reader, because it provides a service. And like I said, try to track down Beast Over Hammersmith. You'll be glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So it's been a kind of a while since we did the last episode. I've been gone on a little bit of a vacation to racetracks, and I've heard, and then I've just gotten back from the Long Beach Grand Prix. No, this is not recorded in April. Long Beach was moved to September. Thank you, COVID. So we've kind of been on a little bit of a hiatus, which is completely my fault. But some things have happened, and we wanted to address them. One of the things is a certain someone I knew was talking about the rules of gang warfare and the code and conduct of gangs, and how she knew this was watching movies.
No. I mean, I remember when I was a snot-nosed, 12-year-old, and I thought, yeah, I watched movies. I know how spies and gangs and all this shit work. No, I don't. I did not. Not from there. I mean, once in a while you come across something that, knows a little bit, but then it goes off course because it has its own spin it wants to put on it. And it just doesn't hold a candle to even how petty we were back in the day. Me and my fucking shoplifting gang that turned into drug dealers. We were petty, and it's no, you don't understand the level of organization we had. You don't understand the, I guess you could call it rituals, for lack of a better word. I mean, we weren't like some of these scam artists, like the Mexican cartel trying to fucking spook people out of money by, having fake fucking voodoo doctors and shit sitting there saying, oh, wow, we're going to, I'll know who it is if they haunt you at midnight. And then, they get some kids to fucking go and release cats in their fucking backyard so they hear all the noises, at midnight. And then it's oh, yeah, I could get rid of that spirit, and you just pay me $20,000.
Yes. Every now and then you'll see something where they get it right. and usually it's because they have experience or they've talked to people, but a lot of times they'll, and a lot of times it's for drama. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, actual, street gang mob life can be pretty boring. I've got to balance
It typically
my checkbook.
is. Most days you're just sitting there, unless you're in the middle of an act of war. You're just sitting there doing drugs. And, like, if you're having the time of your life doing the drugs, mind you, but then, like, if someone's sober outside watching, this is boring.
And that's why people didn't get Cheech and Chong.
Mm-hmm. Because they actually took, like, the boring parts, and even though they spruced it up a little bit, it's still so totally relatable.
I got that they were having fun.
Uh-huh.
But the whole thing of is, I mean, unless you're truly psychopathic and sadistic, and you're not going to be the leader. Usually those aren't the leaders because they're too dangerous and unstable. Usually
they're the
those
goon
are
squad.
yes, or henchmen. That I know there's one guy he was very intelligent. He was way too dangerous, and he even frightened Capone because he was just so brutal. Al Capone was like, I don't want to piss this guy off.
Exactly.
So yeah, usually the really psychopathic ones aren't the leaders because they're too evil, they're too unstable, they're too feral.
And, like, you let a person like that have way too much power in the gang, it's going to fall apart at the center because A, you're making way too many enemies, B, you're leaving way too many tracks for the cops to find, you're not doing the bribes the way you should, you're trying to use intimidation, eventually someone breaks from the intimidation, says, fuck it, I'm coming for you. So like, everything just and then, you also start backstabbing your most trusted lieutenants because you're too paranoid, because you got way too psychotic, you're now way too paranoid, you're killing your own people who are loyal, but, you got paranoid, so you killed them, and now people that are loyal are starting to break loyalty, and everything just collapses from the middle, people start getting arrested, other gangs start winning the war. That's why you don't let a fucking complete psycho in charge. You want someone that's just deranged enough to do all the illicit shit, but not complete psychopath, fucking kill, die, horror territory.
And if you're a mob boss, the day's probably even more boring. I gotta balance my fucking checkbook.
Well, yeah, fucking shit. Not only gotta balance your checkbook, but you gotta see what the fuck the launderers are doing. I mean, that's a real fun job, just changing money for other money so that you get the sequences different and, like, it looks all legit on the books.
But no, they have rituals to follow, and I know all the rituals because I watched The Sopranos. Which is, I mean,
I want to start a new ritual in my gang. I have to teabag the next lieutenant.
Now,
and not just any teabag. We're talking like I just got done with 16 hours of fucking labor. Fucking in the death heat sun of summer. No air conditioning, full humidity. It's just rancid. And I haven't bathed in 3 days. And now I'm teabagging you.
Guess what, gang? I'm not joining, Jim.
Exactly.
The only one that's kind of close to as action packed as the movies, but no one ever writes about them, is the Mexican Mafia. Now those guys are scary.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with them.
No. Although they kind of behaved themselves in the punk scene because they knew, hey, we like the music.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want. Yeah, you were saying that you don't ever want to mess with them.
Yeah, I don't care how hardcore you think you are. Even if you are one of them, and if you are one of them, you know not to mess with them.
Yeah. Well, this is also the person who knows how bikers behave. And apparently how bikers behave is they rape and pillage everything.
I actually encountered someone that thought you told me this story about the fucking neighborhood watch that thought, having your hood up in your fucking car parking space means that you're trying to sell drugs. No, that's just a do-it-yourself job.
So
And I have to ask them, have you seen, like, kids, parking 2 blocks away, then fucking walking through the alley to the back door of a house? Yeah, that's just little Timmy and his friends trying not to disturb anyone. That's drug activity. No, it's not. It's just, yes, that's drug activity. That's how we sold drugs back in the day. No, it's not.
That's
so
funny.
Like the thing that isn't drug activity at all. It's just someone fixing their car. They think that that's, drug activity. Meanwhile, all the shit I just described, which is 100% drug activity, is not in their heads.
Yeah.
Just because they saw it on TV. Or wherever the hell they got the bad info.
Yeah, we went to a thing, and there was a neighborhood watch meeting. Like I said, they were saying that a guy, if someone has their hood open, that means they're drug activity. And I mean, because I knew Puke, right, and Dave, and all the other. I knew how this works. I emailed this to a friend. We'll call her JJ, who's in. She's works on cars. She has a car. She's a certified mechanic and things like that. I was like, I didn't know you were dealing drugs. And she's like, neither did I. You want some good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, send some acid. Yeah, but you said that is actually drug, and I've heard of that. Yes, I've done it.
But people think it's just, kids trying to be respectful of their elders, and because, they're in Boy Scouts. Dude, Jeff. Oh my God, his parents were fucking scoutmasters, okay? And he was like creme de la crop, Do you even know how... He started off just selling cigarettes before we got into drugs. Yes. By the time we got into drugs, he was like the biggest drug dealer. Like, they have the 2 separate camps whenever they went to this one camp. I forget the name of it, Pymatuming or something. And there was the Boy Scout camp and the Girl Scout camp. And they were separated. And he was constantly capable of getting chicks to come in and give him blowjobs for drugs.
Well, I was just about to say, I've heard these stories. Well, I haven't heard that story, but I've heard stories about separate camps before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Girls would actually pay, but the ones that didn't want to pay, they had to give a blowjob. So he was getting head for drugs in Boy Scouts out at camp.
I have a pretty low opinion of Boy Scouts and people who do Boy Scout stuff. In fact, I still think what's called Boy Scout hardcore ruined hardcore. The positive scene types. But that's fantastic. You need some bad apples in your.
Well, you have no idea what kind of activity goes on. Whenever people go out to Boy Scout camp, Girl Scout camp, and shit. Because.
I have an idea.
Even the fucking adults watching it, they might get an inkling, and they try to stop it. Then the kids will find a way around it because they're kind of trained to. They're given woodsmanship skills and shit, and no tracking. Some even get a hunting badge so they know more about how to hide themselves and, do shit sneakily. And,
yes,
of course, they come home, they're like the golden child because they're doing all the fucking great God. There was this one bitch, okay, fucking yuppie sack of trash. We refused to deal to her. And she threatened to call the cops on us, which, we just moved all the drugs to someone else's house that she didn't know. So that way when the cops came up, they didn't find shit. But, this is just like person she is. She threatened to call the cops on us if we didn't sell her drugs. And we refused to just based on that premise. Okay. Like we didn't like her to begin with. We might have sold her drugs if she didn't try making a big deal of it.
I'm going to call the cops on you because you refused to sell me drugs.
Yeah. Well, she's banking on the fact that she has one of those really goody two-shoes names because she was in the teenage alcoholic thing. Students Against Drunk Driving.
Oh,
that's
my
it.
God. Don't even
She was in there. She was in, like, all these other things that was, like, all high profile what the goody two-shoes do. All those clubs in school. And she was a Girl Scout on top of it. So, like, golden child, but she was a fucking stark, raving alcoholic drug addict. Well, one day we kicked her. She came down. We're like, no, go away. And we didn't even let her get in 2 words edgewise. Then we just moved the party from Jeff's house down to Dave's, because, you know, she wouldn't go to the fucking ghetto. She'd go to Jeff's house because he lived in the ritzier side of town. Not, like, upper middle class, not like, you know, mansion or anything. It was just like, wow, you know, you got a decent house with like 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, you know, and a little bit of land that you could put up a small fucking piddly garden.
Yeah.
And a dog manure pile.
But you wouldn't go down to the ghetto with the...
Yeah, with the fucking Dave. You know, and it wasn't even like a real ghetto. It was just like the kind of almost it wasn't the bad part of town, which even our bad part of town is nowhere near a ghetto. Okay.
Do you have ghettos in where you live? Because I mean, obviously we do.
Not 100% true, but it is very close. But that's only out towards Pittsburgh, and I forget the damn area now. But I know I've been through. It's where they had a lot of gang activity, and still kind of do. But the gangs are really, really behaving. They have been for the past decade. Very few gang shootings. I think there's only 20 a year now. That's really behaved. But the whole thing is this, okay? We had just booted her out because she was trying to get booze and drugs and shit, and then we made the party. Then we hear the next day she died in a DUI accident.
Yep.
You know, her and her ritzy-ditzy, you know, farty friends died in a fucking DUI accident.
I'm not even surprised because my school had a teenagers against drunk driving, and I attended a meeting once. Just, you know, morbid curiosity. I attended God's property meetings just out of morbid curiosity.
Before you finish this, I just got one more thing to add. There was a friend of mine that said, don't tarnish her name whenever I brought this up. Meanwhile, you know, because she had all these positive memories of her that she was such a goody two-shoes, but it's like, yeah, but you didn't know the real her then. You only knew the mask she put on. You didn't know the real her.
Welcome to polite society.
Mm-hmm. That's polite society in a nutshell. Anyway, continue your story.
So I attended. Well, I have a couple. I have a couple really quick. So I attended and they were all sanctimonious. You know, live outside the bottle and just say no and all that. And so later that night, well, I'm sure you know what I caught them doing.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of drugs and drinking and driving. Yeah, teenagers against drunk drive because they wanted good guy or good girl points.
Mm-hmm.
One girl I knew, who's I wish I could say her name, but I can't. She attended these meetings because, quote, I want to know where the good shit is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, the louder they are, the best stuff they have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, and she was, by the way, she was one of my people. She was definitely the black sheep of that group.
I mean, hell, every junkie knows if you want to get fucking drugs and you can't find out where because you're in a new town, go to the local AA meeting or NA meeting. Either will work. You'll fucking sit there and people are like, hi, I'm trying to stay sober and all this. And the moment they get out, you start looking at who's doing the deal and say, hey, I'll give you like 50 right here.
Yep. But the funny thing is that because she was like because she didn't try to hide her, you know, punkness or whatever. Mm-hmm. So people knew that she was not one of them. You know, she wasn't a goody. But they were always like, oh, God, I wish I could say her name. This is like the only responsible thing you've ever done is joining this group. Meanwhile, I know why she joined it. I'm bursting out laughing, and she goes, "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
Mm-hmm.
The other story is there's a guy who wanted to. He was from Australia and he liked rap. Okay, which I don't like rap, and he knew he was going to Los Angeles for, you know, a podcast trade show,
mm-hmm.
and he wanted to get his picture taken in Compton, flashing a gang sign.
You're asking for suicide. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That's what everyone was telling him. Everyone was telling him, "Don't do it, Tori." And I'll say his name because it's fucking. He was on a show. Don't do it. So he goes to Compton, and 30 seconds into getting in Compton, he has a new request to his driver. Get me out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like...
I mean, that's why I say our ghetto comes close, but still nowhere near. Because you can drive through there. I can drive through there and have absolutely no problem. I don't get paranoid. But, you know, that's because I'm just kind of used to that level, you know. Which is still a few shades shadier than anywhere in Jeanette, you know.
Because it was like hovel, hovel, hovel. And then there's a huge mansion with bars on the windows. And, you know, all the children of the night were just getting up. And he was like, I even saw a drug deal go down. And then 15 minutes later, I saw the guy in handcuffs.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, that's Compton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot of pictures of he's trying to take pictures, you know, unobtrusively. So he's like, I have a lot of pictures of like my dashboard. But it's just funny. It's like, yeah, you're asking for this, as the other host of his show said, I think it's great that you love this country so much you're coming all the way over here to die.
Exactly.
Now, Jim's never set foot anywhere near the Pacific Ocean, and yet even he knows that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know Philly's actually got real ghettos. And I've been out that way, but I'm trashed and it's mostly a blur.
Yeah.
But I just remember the sight, like you said, you know, wow, that's a squat, that's a squat, that's a hovel, that's a squat. There's a mansion with fucking, I'm surprised they don't have a gator moat.
Yeah. I thought I know Pittsburgh had a little bit of, because they had the out of work steelworkers thing.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have some dilapidated areas, but it wasn't like true ghetto because people still tried to keep things functioning. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a few houses here and there that abide by the true, you know, no running water, no electric rules, or at least no legal running water and no legal electricity. Because, you know, that was my first apartment I moved into after I went homeless. Like, it had none of that. And, like, one of the guys was like, here, I'll hook you up. And he just yanked out the shit. And it's like, okay, we got electricity. And now we don't again. You know, after a couple weeks.
So it never got as bad as, say, Detroit got.
Mm-hmm. Nowhere near.
Detroit got. There's such a... Well,
I mean, like I said, I've been to back... I mean... And that's another thing about the reason, because... Okay, whenever I lived out in fucking Washington, okay, I was at the Washington City Mission. I moved out to an apartment with this dude in Washington. And on my way to work one day, like bright and early in the morning, I'm fucking trying to I'm leaving the house to show up at work at 9 a.m. to start calling people and bugging them. Because I was telemarketing. And there's a fucking pimp on my front porch. Trying to hustle his 3 bitches. At 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And people don't have this experience normally. And this is the first time for me actually having that where it's like right on my front porch. It's like, dude, I just gotta go to work. I didn't say piss off or anything because it's like, I didn't know if he was packing and I'm too out of it to fucking be confrontational. I'm just going to work. But yeah, you know.
The funny thing, I could have pictured you as a telemarketer.
Hi, this is James Thompson with Customer Contact. We're not selling anything. We're conducting a survey in your area of... Well, then the rest of the script varies from place to place. And there was also my famous line whenever I worked at McDonald's, third shift. Oh, we're sorry. We don't serve that after midnight. After midnight, we have the late night menu. Which is the quarter pounder, double quarter pounder, big and tasty, 10-piece nugget, 6-piece nugget, fries, pretzel, drink.
And then they would go off because they were hammered and attempt to contemplate what you just said.
Yeah, and then they come back and order something. The one time the guy was so trashed, he wandered Walmart for about 2 hours before he came back. And he's like, okay, I'll get the big and tasty. We're sorry. We're on the breakfast menu now. Oh my god!
You just killed his brain.
Yeah.
That used to piss me off about McDonald's was they would change their menu. And they would I don't they don't do that anymore, I don't think.
I'm so burnt out on fucking McDonald's, even though this was like over a decade ago.
But that used to piss me off that they stopped serving breakfast at 10:30. It's like, motherfucker, 10:30. I'm still in bed.
So it's kind of a minor celebrity because I rattled off the fucking late night menu quick as shit and people actually filmed me doing it.
Nice. If you have film of that, please send it to cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
What? We want to see... Yeah, I know. Whenever I eat McDonald's, I always tell Jim, he's like, ew.
Yeah. Just because even today I just can't hack it. I had way too much because I was trying to survive.
You call this a hamburger?
Grobble, grobble.
But yeah, I don't have McDonald's all that much. But yeah, they used to change their menu all the time. It's like, Jesus Christ, I just want chicken nuggets. Fuck. But
I can always teabag the chicken nuggets and then feed them to you. Oh, that reminds me. God. I mean, this is one of the reasons why whenever people try to use the argument, don't you want to eat at the finest restaurants? You know, to fucking sell their fucking ideology or whatever the fucking bullshit they're going through. I have an ardent no for it. Because I've worked at some of these places. And yes, there was one time I had to walk into the freezer to grab something. It was just a bag of fries. So they had it for the fryers because I was working dishwasher and everyone was busy. And the reason why everyone was busy was the cook, the head cook, and one of the waitresses were porking in the fucking freezer on top of the meat, which was exposed. So, yeah, they had fucking sex juices on top of the meat that got frozen to it and wasn't washed off and cooked into it for whoever the hell ate it. But that's not the main reason I don't want to fucking eat at those restaurants. The main reason was the day I quit. Because I was a fucking teenage snot bag. Okay? Obviously knowing everything about everything, and everything's about, you know, how unjust the world is and all this shit. So I got pissed off at the damn job for fucking jacking me around for like 2 months, because that's how long I was employed there. And the day I quit, you know, I was the last one out of the shop. And I just got done changing one of the fryers. So I went back to the fryer I changed and pissed in it.
Yeah.
So I didn't piss in the hot fryer because, you know, that would have been like bursting back in my face. I pissed in the cold one. They'd have to heat up so all fried food in the left side of the fryer of this place. And this was, you know, one of the places that, you know, for, you know, an appetizer, like just a really small, you know, 2 bites you're done appetizer, it was $50. That's why I don't want to eat at the finest restaurants.
I'll tell you why I don't. I don't have stories like that, but I'll tell you why I don't. First off, they wouldn't let me wear my... they were really concerned. I don't think you should wear that shirt in. So I wore a jacket over it. You know, the Kawasaki jacket I think you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in there, and we look for something I'd like, and we order some fish thing. I got a piece of fish about as big as your hand, and it didn't even taste that good. So in revenge,
so it wasn't a big piece of fish, but it cost like what, $30?
Yeah. So in revenge, I opened my jacket and displayed the G.G. Allen shirt I was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
So we stopped off at Jack in the Box on the way home. Because
Obviously.
it was like, look at your hand. That's not a big piece of fish.
Well, my hand, it's actually, you know, a normal sized piece of fish because my hand's fucking huge.
You haven't seen the way I eat fish. I like... Put your hands
Because I've
together,
actually seen, you know, them give out smaller portions than that for a fucking 3-course meal. And it's like,
yeah, we didn't even get dessert. Fuck. Yeah, it was terrible. And the sad thing is the fish wasn't even that good. Yeah, well, okay, yes, a normal one piece of fish. It's like, and The fish wasn't even that good. I mean, it was okay, but I swear I've had better. So yeah, we had Jack in the Box on the way home because it was like we were, I think, in New Orleans. I think it was just like, yeah, I'm a big eater, and however, I went to one fancy place and their portions were about as big as my head. Well, as big as my ego. So yeah, but that's I've heard stories. So these two punks were in charge of a donut shop.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could just stop it right there, but I'm not going to because I think you know what was happening. So a cop comes into the donut shop, and the cop's been. This is in the 80s, and the cop's been hassling the punks, you know. So he asked for a donut hole. So he puts a golf ball in the donut hole. The cop bites down. Ah, my teeth just fucking broke.
Good job.
He drew. It's funny because the owner took the line. The owner, they would like spit in the crullers and all sorts of disgusting things that never.
There's another story from another one of the ritzy restaurants I worked.
Really quick, the owner, the guy, the manager, said that he was just leaning over to take a shit in the chocolate, whatever. He's like, "That's disgusting! You're crossing the line." Meanwhile, he's spitting in the crullers and all this. It's disgusting. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway,
just to show how petty and vindictive some of these cooks are, because I'm working at a place with prestige. Fucking bullshit. This is about a decade removed. They have been out of high school, graduated high school a decade prior to this. And someone that had pissed them off whenever they were in high school showed up to the restaurant. So without saying a word, not knowing if they changed, not knowing anything, no path of redemption, nothing. It's pure revenge time for something that happened a decade ago.
Yes.
They took out the steak that they ordered, spat on it, threw it on the floor, dipped it in the toilet, threw it on the floor again, then cooked it.
God.
Now, this is just for the person. They didn't really do a good job cleaning the grill after that, so other people's food got cooked on that grill.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not just the petty revenge they got, it's like, and you're also hurting other customers.
And Dave Brockie has stories about working at McDonald's and some of the things he did. So basically, it's just best not to know about this stuff if you're going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I
just fucking avoid I don't want anything to do with the finest restaurants.
Well, yeah, I don't understand that mentality. It's like every now and then, fine, but I mean,
there's restaurants that charge a little bit more than what the hell I'm accustomed to paying, but your portions are like, dear God. This meal is the size of Nebraska.
Yeah.
So it's worth the money, or,
Yeah, but why would I want to? I don't know. I've never had a desire to really eat at the fanciest restaurants. It's sort of like, so I know a guy who's obsessed with coffee. I swear he grinds his, he gets like special beans ordered and he counts them, and he's really anal about coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, I think I enjoy coffee more than he does because I can drink that. I can also drink a K-cup, which isn't very good, but it's
coffee.
It's coffee. I don't care.
I mean, my main complaint is, why can't I have flavored coffee if I'm just like in the mood to grab something quick, and want it cold because it's hot outside? Because all these people keep flavoring things, all these crazy fucking flavors. It's like, can't I just have flavored coffee? Well, you can if you get Starbucks, but Starbucks fucking brand shit tastes like it was brewed with raw sewage.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't get coffee. I get like weird shit at Starbucks because it's like the coffee is not, but the coffee-like drinks are actually pretty good once you put some sugar in them. But do you know what Death Wish coffee is?
I've heard of it. I've wanted it.
It's expensive. That's the problem. But it's like we found cold brew. I'm not really an iced coffee fan, but we have found cold brew Death Wish coffee at the grocery store for not that much actually. So if you want something cold, get that. Oh my god. So most caffeinated drinks don't, jazz me up anymore. They wake me up, but they don't, make me fly off the wall.
Yeah.
Cold brew Death Wish makes me fly off the wall.
Good.
It's like, I could have easily done like 5 shows on that. So yeah, everyone wants to flavor. Well, we have to because we go to McDonald's sometimes, and we go, can I get a non-flavored coffee? You want a flavored coffee? No, non-flavored.
Just a coffee flavored coffee.
That's good. I'll have to use that. Coffee flavored coffee.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how pissed off I was whenever it came to some of these places. It's like, I just want a coffee flavored coffee.
Yep.
Goddamn sack of shit.
What the hell is that?
That was my microphone doing stupid shit.
Oh, it's like the aliens are invading. Well, but like I said, I think I enjoy coffee more than this guy because I can drink sewage, coffee, or I can drink the greatest coffee in the world, and I can enjoy both.
Except if Starbucks coffee flavored coffee tastes like, oh god, some of their, oh god, some of their flavored shit just tastes like shit because of the type of coffee they use. They have to really drown out the flavor for me to want to drink it, and at that point, why the hell would I even buy coffee from there if I'm looking for coffee?
Well, yeah, I'm not really looking for coffee if I'm going to Starbucks. I'm looking for something else, But they're
a drug deal going down at the corner of 5th and Main.
But it's like, yeah, it's it's the same thing with fancy restaurants. It's like I can eat a fast food burger and enjoy it. I can eat, or I can go to some place. Obviously I wouldn't go, but I go to some place that charges more, a little bit more. But as you said, the portions are like, wow.
You see, my one landlord tried opening up a gyro joint, but he lacked any of the proper licenses for it.
Yeah.
And it was clean. It wasn't like downtrodden. It's just he was trying to skirt past the system for as long as he could, keeping it open, and whenever they finally closed him down, But he made a pretty damn good gyro.
I think we need to skirt past the system with some more music.
Yes, we do. Have reached the end of content.
of God seems to be dying out in the minds of man.
That first song was from the Grim Dawn soundtrack. It was the battle theme of the clone of John Bourbon. There was a little in-joke there with the whole damn thing where when they were in beta testing, you get a clone of John Bourbon sitting there saying, "You've reached the end of content," before they released more, as they were doing all the beta testing and shit. So, he wound up being a boss, and in the bonus dungeon that is a bitch to find. I fucking hated trying to find it, but, it was still pretty fun to go through it, because it's like you're there with, like, fucking, 20-foot tall, like, fucking concrete barriers with nothing but a giant pool of blood in there, and, like, people lynched from trees, and just desecrated mutations everywhere. And, like, every so often you get this guy saying, "You reached the end of content." No, look, I said you reached the end of content. No, this can't be right. You've reached the end of content. You can't go any further. And every time you get past him, he gets more pissed off before you get to the end, and he says, "You've reached the end of sanity. Now it's time to die."
Yes.
And then you have to fight like 20 of them.
Well, that sounds like a fun party.
It was. And all I got for my troubles was an eyeball suit.
At least you got something for your troubles.
Oh, yeah. The next one was the demo version of Americanized, featuring Joey Slutman by Gwar.
Yeah. People who may be familiar with Gwar are like, wait, that's not Brocky. That's Joey Slutman, Joe Anaruma, the second vocalist. He's actually done some stuff with a couple other bands I haven't heard, but yeah, he had a much more D.G. Allen type voice. You can really hear that, they were... So, there was one time where I blew my voice out, in the Gwar cover band, and I can't do the show. Okay, you can't just growl like he did. And of course, the lyrics were changed. Now, I hear Brocky's supposed to be on guitar. although Sleazy said they removed the guitar tracks when they released it because it was so bad. But I hear two guitarists. If you are indeed Sleazy P. Martini, please get in touch with us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. And by the way, check out Sleazy's YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. The last one was Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid Kids with Manufactured Christ.
What a funny name. Well, that's off of Trust Me. Oh, the Guar thing's off Let There Be Guar, a demos compilation, which is well worth having. Jim Jones, that's off the Trust Me album. Interesting band, kind of a mix of doom, thrash, and crossover. I know some of the members played in Insults, a very good hardcore punk band. Yes, Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid Kids. What a funny name.
I'm just thinking back to that damn Grim Dawn game now, and how there were two bosses that were a vagina dentata with the fucking giant tentacles everywhere.
Yes.
That was fun.
That is fun. I will say the first time I ever heard the name Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid Kids, I thought it was some sort of pop punk band, but no, it's actually very good. Like I said, it's a mix of doom and thrash, which people, how could that exist? Well, listen to that. It's Manufactured Christ. And yeah, the first one was also very good. Your video game thingy.
Thank you. It's a bit more mellow, but it was also just really cool hearing that and having to kill 20 of this guy for no reason other than I reached the end of sanity and I was in a bloodbath.
So Jim can kind of get bemused by my antics sometimes when we play video games, because I don't tend to think things through very much. I'm very much, let's get this moving and see what happens.
Oh, God.
What? Say it.
I'm just thinking to you playing Dungeons and Dragons. Please, anyone interested, that is cool enough to want to be in an evil campaign, email Elliot, get on board with this. I can't handle it, just me and him, because his plans are not plans. They're just fucking, let's do this now. Okay, now let's do that. And it's always the worst possible thing to have to sit there whenever he actually had someone with him. Okay, the abortionist assumed that he and her were fucking an item, and that sort of pissed them off enough that they started setting fire to the abortion clinic. Not because they were against abortion, but because she mistook them as an item. Because they just walked in without knowing what the fuck it was.
She was pissed off because she had the hots for me, and I was too stupid to realize it.
So then, with this fire going on in town, them trying to extinguish it, they had to kill the bitch because she kept trying to put it out. And it's quit putting out our fire, die. No, the actual scene was please help me put this out. No, stop putting on our fire, die. So they're trying to, the town's marshaling all their resources to put out the giant fire that started in the abortion clinic. They go to the poisoner shop. They had more than enough money to afford the fucking poison. But Elliot had the bright idea that, no, I was just going to mug the apothecary and take all his poison and destroy the samples of poison in the process. And the funny part was, a fire had started in in the poison shop. They put out the fire, then realized that the fucking poison samples were broken. And then
including the one I wanted.
Said, fuck this, and set the place on fire. And now I have to think of the consequences of all these actions. And keep in mind, I'm still there trying to think, are they going to bump into police forces, and all these other people? Are they going to get noticed? And I'm doing, roles behind the scenes and shit and trying to figure out, is their plan sound enough that they won't get caught? And this is running in the background while I'm running the whole damn thing. And now after this, it's I got to take a break. There is just way too much I have to sit here and compute now.
At least I learned my lesson.
No, you didn't.
No, very recently I did, yes. Because we were playing interesting game, and we had to. This is a girl and I. We had to. It was a cult was after us, and we were trying to end the cult. To kill it. But the problem was we were so outmatched, and we knew that they were going to trap us. So I did the only thing I could. I sold out my girl to a cult. So she gets inducted, rather than just kill all the non-believers, no, she gets converted into the cult. And now she's, brainwashed. So she's very grateful that I have, that she's found the truth. But she also wants to kill me, or not kill me, but torture me before converting me, because she knows that I just did it out of cowardice. Okay? The problem is she's incredibly cunning and incredibly intelligent. So she's the sheriff now, because the cult's taken over the town, and she's now the governor of the state.
That's
good.
good.
So again, she doesn't want to kill me. She wants to torture and then convert me. Torture because she's grateful that I, made her see the light, but she also knows that I didn't do it out of any sort of
altruistic.
No, I did it out of cowardice. So
this is good role playing, by the way, where it's like, I don't want to be part of the cult. Okay, I was brainwashed, and I'm just going to accept it now. And now I'm going to play the part as one of these cultists.
Yeah,
good role playing.
Yeah, she didn't want to, but when circumstances dictated, she did cuss me out about 50 times. But she's like, okay, fine, I get to have some fun. Well, that's good role playing. The bad role playing is no, you're a vampire's thrall. You don't get, because you don't have any free will. It's like, really? There's so many things you could do anyway. So the point is, so now I'm on the run, joining some extremist anti-cult group who's even more extreme than the cult. So yeah, I think I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, you just completely fucked yourself over by fucking someone else over. Thinking you'd get away with it, but now everything has turned against you. You're going to suffer. Yeah,
and then be converted. And of course, and she says, you'll have to spend 20 years as a drone with no personality as revenge. Because even though she's in the cult, she still has her personality. It's just, bent to different purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot more interesting than just being a drone, by the way. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that a lot of MCP people get it wrong, is they just do the drone. It's like, you can do a drone, but have them have some of their personality.
And remember things, and then fucking, sit there and say, I have to do it, but I kind of hate doing it, but I love doing it, and show this war going on in their head as they love doing it, but they hate doing it.
There was this story where, that's exactly what happened. She hated this person, but she loved doing it, but she hated doing it, but she loved doing it. There's, and it was actually very well executed. And so now she's, like I said, the governor and the sheriff. I don't know how you can be a governor and a sheriff, but she's just that damn good. And I'm on the run, living, literally eating possums.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I think I finally learned my lesson, because I've skated through so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, my natural instinct is to start something and just see what happens.
Yeah, if your roles are good enough in D&D, you can do things, but that's why I need someone else there to counteract you and maybe talk some sense into you, or just totally backstab you, as has happened a couple times.
Which if I succeed, look out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, if you succeed. And I'm like, yeah. And it's been known to happen.
Yes, it's also been known you failed, and now you're asleep. The gnome cast hold person on you while you were sleeping, so that way you could not move, while she pissed on your face screaming, I own you now.
Or you're eating possums while an army of robed cultists led by your former lover wants to track you down. Again, not to kill you. She doesn't want to kill me. She wants to deliver me to the glorious... She worships a living comet.
Oh, good.
We don't know if it's sentient. We don't care if it's sentient. I think it's like something like Azathoth, it's so far beyond that it's actually stupid. You know, it's so far beyond what we think and knows so much that it's actually an idiot.
Yes.
So we don't know, but they worship a living comet. So she wants to, deliver me to the glory. But first, she wants her personal revenge. And the cult's like, okay, you can have your personal revenge.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy.
So, yes, enjoy. Enjoy in good health. So yes, I think I finally learned my lesson.
You've been needing it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I just get in the bad habit of starting up cults.
Well, yeah, that's fun too.
Oh, God. The latest binge has been trying to start up Time Cube in different campaign settings. It's glorious.
Yes, that is glorious. So,
video games, huh?
or role-play games, or...
Well, I'm just sitting here remembering the tale of Jesus fuck.
Which one? There's so many. Jesus fuck has lived an interesting life.
Under our command.
He's lived an interesting life. Just, yes. Oh my God.
The green motherfucker. God. Okay, we don't like this guy, so we're gonna kill the powder gangers. And we bumped into more, so we started eradicating the prison. Halfway through the prison, we turned back to Good Springs to kill Ringo, because if it wasn't for Ringo, we would have never met the powdered gangers. Then after consuming him, we ran back and started cleansing the prison.
See, it works for Jesus fuck because he literally has an intelligence of 1.
Yes.
He is sub-brick.
He's beneath animal instinct.
Yes, but yet he knows his explosives.
He knows
he knows
he knows science. He knows explosives, but he's too dumb to utilize it outside of certain scenarios.
He's not even an idiot savant. He's a dumbass savant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yes, Jesus fucking lived a colorful life.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Then there was fucking, what was it? Long Live the Queen, where like fucking...
God, we gotta play that live, or not live, but recording.
I still loved it, where it was like, oh my God, you just killed your best friend. Yeah, but I was gonna kill her family anyway.
No, it was, but you can't sacrifice her. She's your best friend. Well, I was gonna have her family killed anyway, and then the father just... I know it's not in the script, but it's like her father just looks at her, just for like 30 seconds, just looks at her like,
this is the monster I created.
yes, exactly. Yes. I know that's not in the game, but I have to picture that. Just, this is what I've created. Why did her mother have to die and not her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because we summoned we were gonna kill her whole family because the mother was a witch and wanted to
take over the kingdom, and they kept trying to have you killed.
Yes, so there are apparently peaceful ways you could do it, but we decided to kill her whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, as you do, we summoned a kraken. I've done that a couple times. I was killed by a kraken that I killed. But we summoned a kraken. And one of the ways was to sacrifice your best friend. So we,
sacrificed your best friend, and her family was going to be executed anyway, so now everyone's dead. She served her purpose. She was sacrificed to the Kraken, and her family got murdered because they were plotting against you.
I'm just picturing her friend. What the hell are you doing? Sorry.
Enjoy.
I sacrificed someone to become a bride of Azathoth.
That's good.
Oh, there was one time. So I killed the Kraken, but the Kraken's body, because Krakens are fairly heavy creatures.
Yeah.
The Kraken's body kind of crushed me to death. So I go into the afterlife, and what's the first thing I do? I start snarking at the gods. The gods who are already pissed off at me because I've been invading their, temples and rearranging stuff. Yeah. And I go into the afterlife, and I just start insulting them. Luckily, there were a couple goddesses who showed pity on me, but that's a good way to get yourself, well, not killed, but re-killed.
What was fun about the Grim Dawn game was there's this one point where I restored this shrine, and it summoned one of the gods of nature. And, like, he's sitting there, and I went to the dialogue options, and eventually I got to one where it's like, you know what, you're not helping us out through this whole apocalyptic thing, fuck you. And he's like, I'd watch my tone if I were you, and then I attack him. So I killed the god. Then later on, I met up with this cannibal cult that worshipped the cannibal god. And as soon as I reached maximum affinity with them, they had this ritual that they wanted to conduct, and the ritual was to turn one of the three into the avatar of, like, the cannibal god. So, like, you know, someone gets human sacrificed into becoming an avatar of the cannibal god. Okay, so I do that, and the first thing I tell them is, look, I've already killed a god, I'm going to kill you. Oh, he was in decline anyway, blah, 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 shut up and die. So I killed 2 gods. I want to see if the next expansion gives me another god or 3 to kill.
Yes, and then I said something about, I don't remember if I said something about being a god or being a cult, and you're like, you just want to die. And I was like, I've had bigger things like you for breakfast.
And it's a line from Streets of Rage. You really want to die, don't you? Well, I'll be happy to oblige.
Yes,
And then you're in a fist fight against a guy with a machine gun.
I even know that, interestingly enough. But no, I just thought it's, yes. So, you kill gods, and I am on the run from worshipping living comets.
Yes.
And of course, killing krakens, and then snarking at the gods, who can give me life, by the way, if I was nice, but I'd rather just be an asshole. But thankfully, there are a couple of goddesses with a sense of humor who resurrected me, so I was able to continue to invade their land.
The one campaign I was on, we got in this huge backstabby thing where we're trying to manipulate everything from the shadows, and we had this one vampire lord who dug us. But you know, he was also cautious of us and everything. So, like, we were planning to do something against him that would benefit us, but not totally fuck him over, so he wouldn't be so pissed off at us. So that, like, we could have this huge web of lies thing, and he, like, you know, since we invited him in our place before, he was able to come in and overheard our statements in our territory, and our vampire hunter panicked, screamed vampire, so we got into combat with him. Then we killed him. But since he was the party vampire, because he was like just a huge bard, he was a bard, he was a partier, we decided to preserve his head, keep it sentient as if it was still a vampire, and turn it into a bong. So we can talk to him while we smoke drugs out of him.
Did he appreciate it?
Yes.
Good.
He was like, you know what? I hate the fact you backstabbed me. I hate the fact you killed me. But goddamn it, that's a classy act, turning my head into a bong.
It is. One of the things I wanted to bring up was, so I told you the story. So we were, you know, fighting. We were playing good, and we were fighting the bad guy. But then we met the final boss, and he proposed something to me that sounded a lot better than what I was getting with the good guys. Sort of like what we did with the ogre, but even more so. So I sided with him. Now, a couple of people were, you know, ran back to town, you know, vowing revenge on me. The girl, more on that later, she stuck around, quote unquote. But there was a guy who literally just bitched at me. And when his girlfriend said, well, why don't you do something? Why don't you attack? Why don't you go back into town? His literal quote was, I don't want to rock the boat.
Pussy.
What would you do if I turn, you know, I'm going to go this way now?
Well, it depends upon what alignment I'm playing. If I'm one of the good guys, yeah, I'm gonna fucking bitch slap you around at least. If not, fucking. Hopefully the DM permits fucking PvP, because if I was playing a lawful good paladin, you'd be smoked to hell for doing all that backstabby, trying to sell everything out. But, you know, if I was more chaotic neutral even, I'd be like, oh, really? I'm going to try manipulating everything from the shadows just so everything plays out to my benefit.
Yeah, so she's in there, she's, you know, she's ostensibly on our side, but she's actually trying to manipulate things and actually trying to fuck us over. But she is actually giving us some good advice, because, you know, if all the advice she gave just led us into traps, we'd suspect something. So no one suspects anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even talked about. I know, but yeah, but I don't want to rock. So he's literally just grumbling and going along with everything I say. And that's why,
lame.
And that's why that is completely lame. Which is why I fed him to tigers.
As you should.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Even I wasn't that lame at my first. Like, I was surprised that we could do stuff, but once I got the hang of it, I'm sure you were like, "Oh God, no."
Not really. I was actually pleased that you were doing your own thing, but like, you know, it's still, if it's just me and you, it's a complete nightmare because it's always off the fucking hinges.
It is, because again, my thing. Let's try and see what happens. I want to try this. Oh, look, it didn't work. Oh, I'll try this again. But thankfully, I think I've learned my lesson, because again, she's the governor and the sheriff, and you know, a high Grand Inquisitor, and wants to torture me and then convert me into a drone. The game. I asked if the game was going to end when I become a drone, and she just laughed at me and said, "Nope."
No, it just keeps going, and then everything goes to hell.
Everything does go to hell, but in a fun way. But yeah, I remember you getting a little bit impatient with when I was playing Kingmaker, because I was like, well, you could do this if you're good, you could be friends with evil. But I explained that I had someone, no, if you're good, if you're evil, you can't be in a romantic relationship with someone who's good.
That's lame.
Or you have to hate each other and things like that. And I'm just like, well, that's stupid. I mean, I'd imagine you just call them out whenever they do something. Or if it gets really bad, then yeah, you might leave them. But most of the time, you just call them out if they do something stupid.
Yeah.
Did you really have to blow up another world?
Exactly.
Yes. Why? Why did you have to blow up another world? Because it looked at me funny.
That reminds me of playing Mercenaries. Fucking... Because the game gives you the ability that once you call in airstrikes and shit from your allies.
Neat.
So I was just running around one day and I was like, that building looked at me funny, you know, and I carpet bombed it. And my buddy's like, why? I told you, it looked at me funny. A building looked at me funny, so I carpet bombed the entire fucking city block. Just to make sure I got it and everything else.
That's just slightly overkill. I love it.
It's glorious.
Well, yes, I ram all my men out of the sky for no apparent reason. And then when I come back to base with the slightly damaged plane, damn it, Blaze, you lost another crew. Don't let it happen again. Wait, again? This has happened before? How many people has this man killed?
Oh, I know.
And the best part was when he was, help me, Blaze, I'm crashing. Blaze was the one who just crashed you.
Exactly. Oh, God, I'm just remembering now, also from Mercenaries, there was this stealth mission where, like, you know, if anyone saw you assassinating these people, it was, you know, a failed mission. And one of the guys was in a completely secured zone that I couldn't figure out a way into to actually snipe the guy. So I just carpet bombed the area. Killing everyone, innocent, guilty alike. Just boom! There, he's gone. No one knows I did it. It was just a rogue airstrike done.
That reminds me of various superhero parodies. You've killed the bad guy. You've destroyed, like, most of the town, but you killed the bad guy.
Exactly.
Like Power Rangers was especially, Transformers and Power Rangers were especially bad at that. It's like, we killed the bad guy, but our town, well, you shouldn't have had a bad guy in it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have had a guy that I needed to kill.
I was just thinking, because we were, before we came on, I was talking to my GF about it, about the time we tried to fly a ship through the sky.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine this, Jim. Imagine you were just sitting, I don't know if you have a backyard or something. Just imagine you're sitting outside, right? It's a nice day. You're sitting outside. You're, I don't know, smoking crack, whatever you do. And you look up to the sky, and you see a ship in the sky with no water by it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no water in sight. What would you think if you saw a ship in the sky?
I think I might have cracked my back and having a flashback.
Yeah. Whoa. Wait. Did anyone see that ship, or is it just me?
Exactly.
Yes, we could have gone the water route, but we decided to cheat and try to fly a ship. Now, that was hard, because the ship is not very aerodynamic, so we had to land it at the center of town, miles away from any water.
Oh, glorious.
So just imagine you're walking up to it. What the hell is...
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's a ship here!
There's a ship here. What the fuck's going on?
So carpet bombing an entire place to get one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God,
And that was a lot of military hardware that was destroyed, too, because I think they were having, like, some sort of arms deal go on. It was in the middle of a war zone, obviously, so it's like,
There was a Destruction Derby game, I think it was, or Demolition Derby game, and one of the challenges you had to hit, that's the one where you crash all the cars.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to hit one specific car. Well, Puke wasn't good at hitting one specific car, so what he did was he caused a chain reaction crash, and literally, out of 22 cars, every car was crashed, including the one that he had to hit, because that was part of the mission. You hit the one car, you eliminate it from competition, you win the game. So we caused a chain reaction pile up, eliminating all 21 cars, and including him, 22 cars, including the guy he was supposed to crash. So you won the game in literally the worst possible way.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, no one can race now. I still love the hockey fight cheat I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were playing a hockey game and you cheated and a full riot happens. And you do it enough times and no one can actually get up to play a game. Because it riots for like 2 minutes and then the game gets back to normal. And then you play a little bit more. You cheat. You hit riot. It's the 2-minute riot. But then after about 7 or 8 of these, the players can't get up to play because they're badly injured. So everyone's just attempting to get up.
Oh, yeah. Such a glorious day where everyone is maimed.
Maiming is funny. I mean...
Exactly.
Of course, I've told you about the roller coaster tycoon exploits.
I still loved wrecking my roller coasters into the neighbor's lot whenever we were having a contest to see who could get the most customers. I didn't get many because, my rating was low, but, his was much, much lower because people were literally dying there. But they weren't his customers. They were mine. Such a beautiful day.
Yes, that is such a beautiful day. Yes, that's... my coaster promised real flips.
Yay, real flips.
And boy, did it ever. So yes, video games are fun to be evil in. I still love the guy mad because we killed imaginary children in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
We killed children that didn't exist.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude? Come on. They don't exist. They're not real kids. It's not like, oh, wow. Plus, it's an evil campaign. Oops. It's not like we're stating we're the good guys doing this. If you are the good guys murdering children, then maybe you should rethink your place, you know.
Yes. I can play the good, but it's more like chaotic good, like a vigilante or something like that. What was your story about the only way you can win games is by committing suicide and killing everyone?
Oh, that was a fucking game idea I had for, like, creating my own game. And that was the tutorial level. Where the only way you could fucking get par in the tutorial level is if you killed yourself, which detonated your suicide bomb. And that's what started the real game.
No, you said something about you would lose a point, but you'd gain 3.
Okay. This was James Bond GoldenEye. Where, fucking... I sucked at the game. I've always been bad at first-person shooters. So I'd go in with my 3 friends, and, like, I figured out a way to fucking get them. You know, whenever we played with a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher, I'd shoot it at the ground, blow myself up. While everyone's in the middle of a firefight, I'd kill all 4 of us. I'd lose 1 point for the suicide, but gain 3. So it always put me 2 ahead every time I did it. And I'd win that way, and they'd get all pissed off because I'm not taking it serious enough and shit. But then, like, they just got accustomed to it. Well, this one guy was, like, infinitely better than my friends because, like, he ate and breathed everything. And he was decimating them. And he was actually, and, you know, my friends would get a little bit of an ego, but this guy's ego with first-person shooters was, like, through the roof, boasting how good he was and fucking... You know, his shit talk sucked even, because it wasn't even fun shit talk. It was just, you know, there to fucking, you know, proclaim how good he was. So it's like, fine, we'll let him go up against Jim. The first time I did that, he's like, this is bullshit. Throws the controller across the floor and leaves.
You shut him up.
Mm-hmm.
At least temporarily.
Yep. I'd always get most suicidal, yet most deadly.
I always let people. He's not playing fair. He plays too erratically. It's like, well, yeah, he's erratic. That's the only place. That's the only way he can play. Yeah, sure. He just killed 12 of his own ships, but he got your ship.
Exactly.
Or Puke attempting to punch a tank to death.
Oh yeah. Oh god. That reminds me. Whenever Who Shall Not Be Named was over, and I had Vice City. And, like, I don't know what the hell happened, but he was on foot, and this one car pissed him off. So he punched it, and it started driving away. It's like, no, it's the principle of the matter now. So he ran after the thing all around town, punching it as it was trying to drive away. And he punched it so much that it caught fire. Then he stopped and watched it blow up in the distance as the guy didn't bail out. He just kept driving in it until it blew up with him inside. It's like, good. It was the principle of the matter. And I forget what the principle of the matter was, but it was definitely the principle of the matter.
There was a war game with that's hilarious. There was a war game with physics so stupid you could literally one punch a tank to death.
Oh,
so
good.
Puke would be playing. He would be like unarmed and unarmored, and he would just literally be one punching tanks. And I don't know how you one punch a plane to death. He's like, I have defeated your army with my fist. He had, like, no armor or anything. He just one-punched everything to death. I have defeated your army with my fist.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it was very funny. But yes, the driver. I finally got away. Oh, God, it's on fire. Well, I'm not going to bail out. I'm just going to keep driving because he's just going to punch me again. One of my favorite was you, you turn on the everyone hates me cheat, the code, and then did it, you know.
I'd get in the races. I'd start a race, and with the everyone hates me code. 3, 2, 1, bing! Everyone gets out of their car to beat me up, and I drive off. And that's how I won the race, because they got out of their car to beat me up and started chasing me down on foot. and I was already like leagues away in my car.
Oops. It's funny. The only people I knew who used the "everyone hates me" cheat hated it because I can't get anything done.
Oh God, that was so much fun. God,
Yeah.
if you couldn't do missions with you just sucked
No.
too bad. I mean, yeah, some missions required you to turn it off. There were plenty of missions on the damn fucking San Andreas that, like, you could just run around and have everyone hate you. It just maximized your body count while you're trying to do other shit. And the only missions you really had to turn it off for were, like, missions that you had to make certain the car wasn't dinged or some bullshit like that.
My favorite was 3, where you had basically a riot cheat where people just started randomly punching each other. That was fun. So what I'd do is I'd find, like, I'd hear where they were, and I would just start firing stuff at them until the noise went away. I don't know what I destroyed or if I even hit them or if they just moved away, but it was like punch, punch. Hey, there's no punching anymore. Meanwhile, I probably just blew up some buildings.
Exactly.
Now, yes, so we have a lot of... I still love... So imagine you're working at an office building and you use the elevator. And you come out of the elevator and there's a tank there.
Mm-hmm.
On the top floor. So you're thinking, what is the tank doing on the top floor?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not thinking that anymore.
Mm-hmm. I went down. No.
I still love the NASCAR game that I played with a friend, and he won the race. It's a 500 lap race. He won the race. I finished third. That shows you how much I crashed into everyone. I think there were like 45 cautions or something like that. Yeah, I actually managed to finish third because everyone else was in a smoking wreck.
Oh, lovely.
We would do things, so we damaged our car. There were like 12 laps to go. We damaged our car so much that it couldn't race anymore, right? It was going 2 miles an hour. So I said, okay, park it on the track. He's like, what? They're about to go green. Exactly. Park it on the track. So we parked it on the track. And the first 12 cars smashed into it. Bam, 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 bam. I think Dick Trickle won the race. Which he wasn't even in the top 20 because everyone just kept smashing into our car.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, 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 bam. We need some more music, I think.
Yeah, we do. right. That first song was Destruction with Bestial Invasion.
Off of the Infernal Overkill album. Their first album. Of course, Destruction has a new album coming out soon, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Very evil thrash.
The next one was Destroyer 666 with Black City.
Black City, Black Fire off of Cold Steel for an Iron Age.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Black thrash metal. I like Cold Steel.
That's good shit.
Cold Steel is fun. The album's good too. Just thinking about certain things, and people are giving out dating advice. I've never really done like the coffee or whatever. I mean, I've gone out, but there's never been like like first dates are supposed to be interview processes, and I've never really done that. I've always found it weird and impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just kind of like I get to know people online, and then when we go out, we carry on the conversations we've been having for days on end. That's when Judy came, we were talking about something last night, and when she came, we were carried on the conversation like mid-sentence, basically. It was like, yeah, so what were you saying about? And then same with Josie when I took her to a dirt track. Dirt track.
Mm-hmm. Dirt
now
track.
that's romantic. I remember her friend was, oh no, I've got dirt in my hair. Really?
Yeah, that's pathetic.
You don't dress up nice for a dirt track.
Yeah, I know.
Even Jim knows.
Yeah, and it's like just one of those things.
And he's Jim.
I am the Jim, and it sucks.
Yes. We've decided to replace Jim with a 6-foot bag of human shit. We've programmed in about 10 different Jim phrases. So, hey Jim, well, how are you? Sodomy.
Piss off and die. Yay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
6-foot bag of shit. What else? There were other things I wanted to bring up as well. Just look, the idiocy I see every day.
Oh God, yeah. Complete bullshit.
Well, yeah, it is, and like you were talking about the Teens Against Drunk Drivers and the Boy Scouts having all these seedier parts, but of course they hide behind the good guy or good girl thing. That's what polite society is. At least we admit that we've done stupid things and horrible things. And...
God. I remember, okay, this was ages ago, back whenever I first went on whenever Facebook was actually still kind of new and people were mostly just using it because it had games on it. And, before everyone started including their entire family in there because it's been around for a decade and all this shit.
Which I still don't do.
But, anyway, someone from the old party days decided to add me because they knew me. And she had a teenage daughter at this point, okay? And she was bitching out the teenage daughter for getting into, like, online cam girl kind of shit. What passed for it back in the day because fucking limitations and all that. But, I remember seeing this, and she was doing it from, like, this, I never did anything kind of ordeal, okay?
Yes.
And the whole thing here was one of her catchphrases at one was, give me $5 and I'll show you my titties. Okay. Now, a couple people took her up on it, and all this shit. It was fun. We're at a fucking wild drug party, whatever. So, like, she's sitting there from this angle, like, she would never have done, like, this online porn shit. Yeah, she would have. Because it was free money to get more drugs. So, she was already
yeah.
lying to her, because I would have never. And then, and later on, one of her old party buddies was frequenting, the website that the daughter was on. And, 19 years old, or 18 or somewhere on there, I forget. But, the daughter found out about the mother's party years. And then there's this huge blowout about her lying and shit, and I saw her melt down over it, who the hell, and I'm just sitting there thinking, there was the one time that she flashed her boobies that she wound up getting a stalker from the guy, and it took her going to her coke dealer, and the coke dealer sending one of his junkies out after her with a fucking pipe, pretty much, and yeah, they broke one of his legs, and he left her alone after that. But what would happen if that creeper was the one quote-unquote friend from the old party days that, told her everything, And what if he was out for revenge?
Yeah, that's...
And this could have all been circumvented if you would have just said, hey, I did this before. I went out showing people my titties for $5, and it got me this fucking stalker that we had to send my coke dealer's addict. Just listen to the felonies coming out of this. Okay, all the list of charges just flashing before your eyes. Not just, what created the situation plus what remedied it. That's a lot of crimes going on. That's going to turn kids maybe off from doing, online porn,
That's...
Because online's a lot more random than that.
Well, it's not just that, but it's don't hide your past and don't try to be sanctimonious about it. I remember one kid who got into drugs, basically, and his dad said, look, I've done it all. Okay? I've literally done it all. If you're going to I'm not going to say don't do it, but if you're going to do it, ride the high, get what you can from them, and move on.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's weird, but that advice probably saved me from becoming an addict, because I got sound advice rather than, oh my God, we had to take him to drug counseling, or you're disappointing. He said, no, look, ride the high, have some fun, get what you can from them, and move on, and you'll be, you'll probably be a better person afterwards. And he's like, wow, that advice really helped, rather than just freaking out. As you said, you don't even have to get that detailed. But look, I've done something like this before. But the problem is when people get older, they want to be more, as you said, dine at the finest restaurants and be more respectable, and they forget what they did in their, teenage days or whatever. So when their kids do it,
yeah, and it's all high mighty righteousness. When no, if you were just to claim your own shit, you would have had a really good teaching moment right there, just from your own personal experiences. But now, a lot of things could go fucking wrong,
But then treating it like you'll besmirch my good name, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You'll besmirch my good name. It's like, well... So yeah, there's... I've seen it before, like I said, it's, or I mean, there's another one which is kind of both worlds, which is, yeah, we had such a good time getting high, but now that you're that age, we think you should just be abstinent.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one I've seen. Whereas again, talk to them, tell them, look, here's what you can expect. Don't do it like this because I've done it before.
Exactly.
Don't be like Jim, kids.
Mm-hmm.
And don't commit crimes or you'll be... Well, if you're going to commit crimes, don't get caught or else you'll be in the prison with someone they call Tripod. Why do you get the prison named Tripod?
You name your kid Tripod, God.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to be in Tripod's prison.
Exactly.
Ow. Yeah. Let's just say you don't get that nickname in prison for having a camera or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Fuck.
I think you just got images flashing through your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never understood. I mean, I guess I can understand it as, I have to set a good example, but you're not setting a good example by freaking out like that.
You set a better example by being honest about where you were and then saying, this is what I learned. I mean, God, that's like one of the things with the fucking book I'm writing is like, I don't want to sit there saying, oh, wow, I regret this. Let my actions and demeanor tell you whether I regret something or not. And a lot of things, no, I don't totally regret it because I learned stuff from it. I picked up this information and why the hell I shouldn't have been doing that, Yeah.
You may regret some of the outcomes or some of the, but you don't regret because again you learned something from it. It's
Yeah, just fucking everything,
Well, that's what I hated about Dave Mustaine's book, because he was, I'm not proud of what I did, but here's a laundry list of what I did. But again, I'm not proud of it. Whereas the book This Goes Out, Murders In was written by a guy who has completely, that's about the LA punk rock gangs. He's completely changed his way. I think he even found religion, but yet he wrote it, he told the story as young Frank, living in the moment rather than someone in the past. So he was like, hope he dies. Too bad. I hope he dies. Things like that, which I'm sure he these days he finds revolting, that mindset. But again, he was telling the story as he felt it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it was much more in the moment and much more visceral than some, so it would be like if you told a wild party story today, Jim, and you were like, I'm not proud of what I did, but here's what I did. It might be interesting, but it doesn't sound visceral. If you told the party story as you in the moment and what you're thinking at the time, good, I hope he chokes to death on his own vomit, which you don't think that anymore, but that's what you were thinking.
Well, yeah, I go through that, too. Like, how the hell did I look at things? Especially as a teenager, because when you're a teenager, you know everything about everything.
People wonder why I can't. It's always funny. Like, back when I was a kid, I always wondered. I hated that nobody took my opinion seriously as, like, a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old or whatever. And now I understand why nobody took my opinion seriously as a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old. And now I find myself not taking the opinions of 12, 14-year-olds seriously. Anyway, so.
Yeah, because, and even me looking back, it's like, fuck. Even like 18, 19, 20. I looked down on myself at that time like, dude, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, your head was up your ass because you knew everything about everything.
Well, yeah,
I mean, sure, I knew a hell of a lot. I remembered a lot more about my science and, math and all that back then because I haven't used it for so long. I kind of lost it, But, yeah. There was just so much lacking. Like I said, I shoplifted a mall into becoming a Walmart. I've said this story a million times. That's how good my shoplifting gang was. And my excuse was, I'm sticking it to the big guys for the little guy.
Oops.
The whole entire time, I was oblivious to the fact that the little guy gets jobs at the big guy. Okay, so I'm hurting him by costing him his job. And some of the places I shoplifted from were mom-and-pop shops. There was this one place that wasn't part of the mall. It was just family foods. But because it was a giant fucking, grocery store, I thought it was one of the big guys. No, it was just a small locally owned company. And, we ripped that place off because I was sticking it to the evil corporations. It wasn't even corporate. I didn't think that at the time because even according to my own morality at the time, I was violating my own morality, my own ethics, everything. Just because I had my head way up my own ass because I knew everything about everything.
Well, when I first started the show, I had a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
And, so sometimes I'll listen to I'm still not going to say you helped just because I refuse to give you credit for anything.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Because
You
that
don't-
was part of my thing about hopping on. It's like, oh,
No,
well,
I know.
I mean, yeah, there's the psychological edge where it's like, yeah, I wanted to raise my kids. I didn't get the opportunity to, but here's one that's actually in need of some guidance. Let's give them that guidance as like a parent would, but not as a parent, because fuck you.
You helped, but you know, no, you helped, and you were great at saying, no, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And I also
And now
had
you're
some
making
help.
a lot more sense, and it's like, okay, I could disagree with that, but I'll let it slide because it's not as dumb as, like, dear God, why?
Yes, but then you say something, and I'm like, God, I think he did. He needs more drugs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You say things, and I'm like, wait, did you actually just say that? So
Exactly.
we both have that. We're both idiots.
Both
That's
complete fucking morons. And,
That's
you know,
what
once, and, you know, there was a time where, like, you know, I sat there and stated the old fucking adage, you know, the only, oh, what the fuck was the exact quote? It was like, true knowledge is knowing that you know nothing. And I've said that like 1,000,001 times as a kid, but I didn't get it until I looked back and said, holy shit, did I know nothing, yet sounded like I knew everything.
Yes. That's what the girl I was telling you about was like, you kids, you two are just a bunch of babies. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Me intelligent.
Exactly. That's why I fucking like to, I mean, it's more than just the humility thing. It's like whenever I sat there and like, yeah, I'm smartest around, you know, I have like IQ around 180. So I just kept saying I have an IQ of 181. It was under that, but it was like 170 something. I tested out in the loony bin. So I kept saying, you know, I got an IQ of 181 because it wasn't that far off and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and I was like one of the smartest people out of all my friends that I, you know, stole, shoplifted with, that I fucking sold drugs with. You know, I was one of the smartest ones, yet, dear God. The Dungeons and Dragons term is role-playing a character with high intelligence, high charisma, but dirt poor fucking wisdom.
Yes.
Like my wisdom score was base minimum 3, and I probably had a racial modifier to fucking drop it lower. The only reason I have any wisdom now is because I got the fucking old age buffs, but I also have the debuffs to go with it.
It's always sad when someone your age or older actually has no wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you actually have wisdom in the sort of drunken old bum sense.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally picture you sitting out in front of like a metal club. You fucking kids, when do you get to be my age?
Yeah.
I could totally picture that. But it's always sad when someone even older doesn't actually have any wisdom. They think they know how the gangsters work because
it's like you're trying to fucking, you know, keep going on like your old fucking bullshit. Like they're still acting like fucking teenagers, okay?
Yes.
And you're in your, I mean, I act childish as hell, but I've tempered it with,
Yes.
you know, recognizing I'm acting as childish as hell. You know, these people are acting like teenagers, but they're not tempering it with the knowledge they're acting like teenagers because they think they're acting like adults. And they're in their 30s and 40s, and it's like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
How could you do this and not recognize the shit you're doing as childish? It's like, no, I'm mature. I'm an adult. Oh, God, really?
we act like babies, and we'll stop and go, you know, Jim, we're really acting like children. And you're like, so?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. It's like, yeah, we're acting like children. So fucking what? You know?
So fucking what? Sorry. Yes.
But, you know, it's fucking owning it and realizing, yeah, sometimes I gotta fucking sit there, pull my head out of my ass, and realize it's time to not fucking act like a kid.
Well, not acting like a kid for a minute, not insulting you. The one thing you did, which I both love and hate, was that I was like, things can't be that bad, because when I was a kid, we would laugh at most of these people and call them, nut jobs. So when I went on that first Metal Gate, and you were telling me how things were, and I was like, that's not true. Things can't be that bad.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God, they are that bad.
Yeah, they are.
So thanks for opening my eyes. I wish you hadn't.
I know. A lot of people do.
So, I mean, this show wouldn't have gotten off the ground. I mean, if it weren't for you, I probably would have just like, I don't feel like doing a show today because it's stupid. But when I met you and Scott, I was like, if I could get them on my show, this show would be the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, and then you got me on, and it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but it ended up taking some sort of form.
Yes, so that's why that's why I did all those Monday shows with you were gone or whatever, because I was like, when I need to get off the ground, I need to get practice as well, and because you could only do the Friday shows, but I wanted to do 2 shows in a row, 2 shows a week for. I guess because Mud Bomb always said they would, never did, so I wanted to outdo Mud Bomb because I was that mature at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we've done what, like 1,000 times more content than they have.
Yeah.
They only did 37 shows, and their shows like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Good shows though. But anyway, so I wanted to outdo Mud Bomb, so I wanted to do, and you weren't there for the Monday show. It was a Monday. No, Metal Gear was Tuesday, I think, so it was Monday. Anyway, so for the Monday night shows, it was like Anarcha. Ugh.
Yeah.
The legendary Anarcha. And, but I kept doing it because it was like, well, if we can get him on full time, if we can get Jim on full time, wow, this show will be the greatest show on YouTube. And then we did it. So, hey.
Yeah, really.
It's probably the greatest show on YouTube. That's mostly because YouTube sucks.
Mm-hmm.
We're the greatest show on YouTube. Well, lucky.
Yeah, it all depends where you go. And the whole thing is this, I don't mind people being fucking better than me. I mean, my main thing is I act from a fucking script. I could do that very well. Me being me, that's sometimes just like, yeah, I'm fucking brain dead at the moment. Let's go. Or, I have no opinion on the matter. Or I have an opinion. It's quick. I state it. It's over. We're done. How entertaining is that,
Well,
but like you see me, and I try to go in the part whenever I do this show, but, sometimes it just doesn't work. And it's just like, yeah, I'm just being myself right now.
I can remember two episodes. One episode, we got a request to do a show about sex, and we were doing it, and I was like, yeah, because I wasn't really into it, because I think I had just woken up. And then we did another show about incest, and I actually wanted to make some serious points, and you just weren't into it. So it was like, great, when one's into it, the other isn't. And then we did the show about incels, where we both wanted to die.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, the fucking manifesto. Fucking God. Yeah.
16 hours.
It was not... the best title for that was Not My Twisted World, or whatever the fuck he thought, It was, putting effort into anything sucks. Or...
Yes.
Blowing thousands of dollars on lottery tickets is the key to success. Or just anything that would denote, he put absolutely no effort into his life and expected everything based on his name and the fact that his parents spoiled him and took him places.
This is Elliot Rodger's manifesto, and I have to tell this story even though I told it 1,000 times, but because there might be people who maybe don't know. And you can go back and listen to the episodes if you really want to. In 2014, Elliot Rodger killed some people. In 2015, I stumbled upon his manifesto. And I read it, and I read some quotes from it, but I never read the full thing. And I thought, wow, this is a laugh riot. Then when I met Jim, I thought, have you read it? No. You have to read it. And you kept putting me off because you thought it was just going to be, I don't know what you thought it was going to be. But I kept saying, you got to read this manifesto. So Jim goes, hey, I'm going to have a couple, days off, or what is it, a week or two on vacation. I was like, hey, we could do the manifesto. You're like, oh, great, you've caught me. So you open up, and it's the most melodramatic intro ever.
Oh,
My
yeah.
sad story.
I had the way that he went through his birth and pedigree and all this shit. Whenever I started, I used that as the catalyst to go back into my own pedigree and shit, and I mocked the living fuck out of it while still being honest. Like the stars crossed and under the sign of the groundhog, and I was conceived in a barn and shit.
All his birth was missing was white doves and some miracles, because it was that he was born to the prestigious Roger name, and he was born in England, and he came to America, and it just his mother spoiled him, and his father and stepmother
Sumaya. I remember that name. Sumaya was the only person in his life that was an actual parent, and unfortunately she came in a little bit too late to actually parent him. And of course he kept crying to be with mother. She took him to her home country, okay, to get him to socialize with people, because she knew people from back home that had similar interests to him. And he was like, yeah, that was cool, but, I had... And I could just see it from the outside, because his point of view was all doom and gloom, and this was horrible, this was this and that. But, looking at it from an exterior point of view, all this was a kid that just sat there and cried for mommy the whole time, that, he was on a fucking vacation out of country, just because, oh my... So fucking entitled. Like I said, I have never met a single millennial that clicked every single negative millennial stereotype there is, but he did it with fucking flying colors. And it just pisses me off whenever people fucking sit there and try to put him up. It's he was a victim. No. He was a fucking spoiled brat that fucking
I can understand being annoyed, that your stepmother doesn't want you to play video games. I can understand being annoyed like that as a kid, but normally you just grumble and whatever. And I his complaint was, well, she's my stepmother, she's not my mother. And she would do things like, make him go down and introduce, when she saw people with similar interests, well, why don't, go down and introduce? And he was too shy, so she did it, and, so she introduced them. And then she took him to Morocco for, a month or something, and all his, I can't play World of Warcraft, and he literally cried every day until his mom came to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And then his mom, he was put in a public high school, and he cried so much that his mom took him out and put him I'm sorry. He was in a all boys Catholic school, but he cried so much and he didn't go to his classes, so they put him in a public school because, hey, look, if you fuck up at the special school, we're not going to pay for it. We're going to go to a public school. So he cried even more there, and so he was finally put into a continuation school. But it's you had an okay thing if you really don't like anxiety or whatever, which whatever, everyone has the fucking anxiety now. If you have a social anxiety, whatever, and you don't want to be in a big public school and you go to an all boys Catholic school, why did you fuck that up? Because he didn't think it through. He didn't think, hey, the next stop for it's sort of like if you're in juvenile hall, okay? Let's say you're 16, you're in juvenile hall or something like that. And you would probably think, wait a minute, if I do something even worse, the next stop for me is adult prison.
Yeah.
The next stop for me would be adult prison. And I don't want to go to adult prison. Even the guy from the Cro-Mags realized that, and didn't wind up going to big boy prison. But Elliot Rodger didn't stop to think, wait a minute, if I stop showing up to classes and I start fucking around, the next stop isn't going to be, someplace nice. It's going to be the big public school, which I'm afraid of. He just did everything wrong, but he always rationalized it as, it's funny because he actually had the enough sense to know he was a jealous person by nature. That was, hey, some actual self-reflection, and then he'd ruin it.
Yeah.
So we spent days on that manifest, and then we did a 2-part show, 8 hours show, 2 parts, 16 hours.
Yeah.
On that show, and it was the most. I was happy that I had mild diarrhea during one of the shows.
Yeah.
Because I could go off and shit, and I wouldn't have to hear it. Yes, diarrhea is actually better than Elliot Rodger.
Mm-hmm.
So he killed some people. It's we don't know, but I like to think that he killed people on skateboard because he saw a skateboard. Was like, I can't kickflip. Yeah, that's another thing. He would try to do things like
he would do something and then give up. Like he had a bit of a passion for skateboarding, but because he wouldn't be as good as Tony Hawk, mostly because he didn't put the time into practice to be that good, because Tony Hawk had decades on him where, But because, he would never be that good, he gave up.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Do it again. Let's
start from the beginning. He went into skateboarding because he wanted to fit in because the cool kids skateboarded. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he developed a passion later on, but originally it was because the cool kids were skateboarding. So he got a skateboard, and he tried. He actually started to like it, and he thought, because he wasn't just doing it for fun. He dreamed of being a professional skater, which is fine, but he wasn't cut out to be a professional skater. I went to a race a couple days ago and watched guys who probably weren't cut out to be professional racers, NASCAR, IndyCar racers, but they got a car and they went out and they drove and they had fun. So rather than okay, maybe I'm not a professional skater, I'm just going to, just do it for the fun of it. He gave up completely to the point where he flew into a rage whenever someone called him a skater.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he gave up on World of Warcraft because 2 reasons. 1, he wasn't as good as his friends, and 2, other people started playing in the game.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. I'm probably not the greatest show host in the world, but I'm not going to give up on that. I'm going to try and maybe I'll become something someday. Maybe not.
I mean, fuck. I started acting on college TV back in the fucking mid-90s. So this is over 20 years, 25 years that I've been trying to break in as an actor or entertainer of some sort. And, yeah, I haven't given up. Who knows? Maybe, when I'm 50, I'll get my lucky break. Whatever. And the fun thing is, even though I have not been paid a single day, because it's always been volunteer work and shit, you just show up and, do the show and shit, and, you get out there. It's been more of a hobby, and I fucking love it. I have a passion for it, And I just love just going completely over the top bonkers with my character. It's like... And then, there's times where, where we're touching on things like, okay, you're going to hell. Oh, cool, I know some occult shit I could just spew out there randomly. I invited Azathoth over, and it just melted reality. Well, that's why we don't invite him over, Jim.
I love that. That's why I don't invite him over. I don't know if that was improvised, but that was fantastic.
That was, it's a largely improv script, but, the scene's managed, and we know what the fuck's going on,
I just like his comment. That was just such a perfect comment. Well, that's why I don't invite him over.
Yeah, I know.
Because hell was cold.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit colder than usual. There's only fire a little bit, not a lot of fire.
I invited Azathoth down for brunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jim invades hell. Jim takes over hell and invites Azathoth for brunch. I like Jim.
Uh-huh.
My other favorite was when the one guy was demanding like a stretch limousine, and you're like, "Look, biker, Jim."
Yeah.
I'm a biker, Jim. And the other one I love was when you died about 1 billion times.
Oh, that's good.
The newspaper boy killed you.
Yeah. Well, it started off with, and the whole thing was that, Harry wanted to do a shoot where, like, he said, "You can take my guns away with your cold, dead hands."
Yeah.
And, so, like, the running joke was I would be killed by everything that was, like, the most harmless things around. A newspaper, a video game. I made a point to bring a video game controller when they said the idea, just so a video game could kill me. Finally, yay.
What was it? We have to ban assault newspapers.
Yeah. And
I think
then,
that was
like, the
quote.
final straw was, like, they had to ban rocks. So, and since the Earth was a giant rock, the entire Earth had to be blown up. And everyone was sent to hell, and I was put in charge of that stage of hell. And it all ended up being a psychotic delusion brought on by me being knocked unconscious with a newspaper.
I gotta rewatch that, because that was so much fun. If you don't know what we're talking about, Fright Night Theater, it's spelled R-E.
Fright Night Theater, Theatre, not E-R, R-E, R-E.
Yes.
That's a running joke occasionally in this show.
I made that mistake before, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watch it. It's a very funny show. The movies can range from good to, oh dear God, I want to eat my own hand. But the skits are usually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Some of the movies are good. Some of them, like I said, oh my God, I want to eat my own head. But like I said, the skits are usually Pizza Wagon.
Mm-hmm. Pizza Wagon.
Pizza Wagon.
Well, that's an actual pizza joint out by Harry.
I was gonna say that is a good name for a pizza place.
It is, and they make some pretty good pizza.
That's good. Pizza places that make good pizza. Well, I've had local pizza that tasted like.
Oh, I know.
Well, you worked at a gas station for a time.
They actually had decent pizza,
That's good. Yeah, well, you said that, and then they stopped making it fresh, and then they started.
Yeah, and that's when it started turning to shit.
Yeah, I've had pizza with some unidentifiable. Then again, I've had McDonald's iced tea that tastes like gunpowder, so I don't know what the hell is wrong with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was like, this tastes like gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
That's one of the greatest smells, by the way.
Well, let's get our last music break going.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, that first one was Azazel with Demons Attack the Nun's Chapel.
From Igram Satanas Tecum. I think I'm probably butchering that. It's their new album that was out. Azazel is known as the world's drunkest band. They attempted to play a show at Steelfest and were so drunk they couldn't actually play anything. And there's also another video of them playing a stream where the band is in one place and the singer's just on his couch chilling out and rasping. It's I don't know if you've seen the Steelfest video, but it's quite hilarious. But musically, they're actually pretty good. That album is definitely pretty good. It's a Finnish black metal.
All right, the last one was Belphegor with Bondage Goat Zombie.
Off of the Bondage Goat Zombie album. I don't know what a Bondage Goat Zombie is, but it sounds like fun. It is a zombie goat that they put in bondage, or is it?
That sounds like fun.
So, but the reason you haven't given up, Jim, is because you didn't get into acting to be cool.
Actually, that was part of it. I got into it because I wanted to be famous. I wanted all the cool things to happen to me, but then I ended up loving it. Yes, and just because people are making millions of dollars and I'm well past my prime in certain regards, it's like, fuck it, I just love it so much, I still do it for free. And,
No.
I'd love to get paid for it, but it's not working out that way, so fuck it, I'm still doing it.
What I meant was you didn't get into it because you saw the cool kids into it, and you decided and you wanted to ape them because you wanted to be cool.
Again, I was a lot younger, okay, whenever I said I want to be all these things, okay?
Well, yeah.
And being actor was one of them. And yeah, it was mostly because, all the cool people are doing this, and people I like are doing this, And, you get chicks like Barbara Feldon in her prime doing this, and, that was the shit I wanted, all that stuff. But, whenever I actually started doing it, I just really started to love it,
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that is.
I mean, you'll find the motivation for getting into things is either A, you have an interest in it, or B, or anything dealing with entertainment. It's like, wow, I have an interest in this, or I tried it and I have an aptitude, or any of that shit. But most of the time, it's like, I want to get money, I want to get famous, I want to get drugs, I want to get poon or dick.
Oh yeah,
depending upon what you want, and it's like, but that's what you use to get into it. But once you're there, even if you don't wind up getting all the things you wanted out of it, if you wind up enjoying it, you just stick with it.
The sad thing is that's still more high and mighty than Elliot Rodger, because at least you're talking about like famous people who did something. He was trying to emulate kids at his school.
That's a bit different.
Yeah, whereas I can understand. I wanted to be like the great podcasters and broadcasters, and to a certain extent, I kind of still do it. I'd like to be, hell, if I can get paid to do this, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not. What you're talking about is normal. But yeah, he was just trying to emulate the kids at his school. He wasn't even aiming that high.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have, I mean, I got into music because I wanted, Gwar and death metal, and they were a big inspiration and things like that. But yeah, there's just inspiration and dreams and just literally not having a personality and just doing it because, so yes, that's actually less pathetic than Elliot Rodger. Be proud.
Mm-hmm.
You should be proud.
I mean, back when I was trying to start bands and shit, I think that was the one thing I wanted to do more for the music, because I just fell in love with metal, But, getting the drugs and poon and all that was all there in the back of my head when I kept trying this shit. And, it did just devolve into, this is an excuse to get together so that we could fucking get high and drunk and shit.
I actually, it was funny because I wasn't really into, sex or whatever as a kid. So, whenever I heard bands say the only reason anyone gets into metal is for, music is for sex, I was like, blah about that. So whenever I heard like straight edge people saying that they don't do drugs and they don't, it was like, wow, someone gets into music for other reasons. And then of course that was when I was like 12. When I became like 16, I was like, oh wait a minute, this is boring.
Yeah.
So it became you're. It's funny how many straight edge people stop being straight edge once they turn 21.
Yeah, I know.
You're a priority because it's. I mean, a lot of the straight edge thing, maybe not Ian from Minor Threat, who was serious about it, but a lot of the straight edge thing was, we're not allowed in those clubs anyway. So rather than wishing, and we're just gonna say, well, fuck you, we'll create our own. But once we can get in those clubs, it's like, hey, why don't we go in and see what it is? And I never really, I can't act because I can't do, mime stuff, or I'm not a good actor. I can do voice acting though, and that's one of the things I've always wanted to do. And I don't know if I'll ever, I'll probably never get famous voice acting, but I can. You have to fill me with caffeine though. If I'm not on caffeine, I'm dead.
Oh,
but
God,
if I have,
yeah, I know that feeling.
Like, I remember I was with a friend and I was like, yeah, funny. And then I had some caffeine and I was like, hey, you want to hear something interesting? And I did a huge evil laugh that lasted for like 30 seconds. He was like, what happened to you? I was like, caffeine happened.
Yeah. I know all about caffeine.
Some people say it's funny. Somebody was actually worried about how much caffeine we drink.
Yeah, well, I'm on like energy drink 27 fight. I'm not sleeping for work today.
You probably have Lemmy's, except for you probably have Lemmy's blood, where it's not actually human.
It's no longer human. It never has.
Somebody didn't believe that was true, so I actually showed them medical, documents of that happening. Because if your blood gets so used to whatever you put in it, it'll just stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, if you give someone an alcoholic's blood, they're not going to like it. And if an alcoholic gets fresh blood, it's like, oh God.
Oh yeah.
But Lemmy partied more than Keith Richards, apparently.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
That's who the kids should be, role modeling themselves after.
Oh yeah.
I know you were kind of defending the esports thing when I was ragging on it. I don't have a problem with people playing esport games. What I do have a problem with is kids literally worshiping them as if they were Charles fucking Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh.
He's the guy who flew a plane.
Yeah. Yay.
But it's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with playing esports or watching esports, but treating it like it's some, like he cured cancer. It's like, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
Well, you actually watch people playing video games.
Yeah, I do.
I know you do some of that. I poop, basically.
Yeah, I know. I poop all the time.
I know, and you take forever.
I know. Because my bowels do not like to expel themselves on command anymore. Because I got old.
Well, then take a knife, cut open your stomach,
and
disembowel yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, I don't have any embarrassing stories to tell about Jim. He's told them all.
There's still more, but, I usually say, like, fucking, everything.
The bad part is that I get that you got petty revenge for what I did last time. And even though I totally understand why, I now want petty revenge.
I know you want petty revenge. That's hilarious.
Yes, even though I understand why you got revenge.
Yeah.
but now it's my turn to get
And
revenge.
I totally deserved it.
So then, it'll be your turn to get revenge after me,
Yeah,
and then it'll be my turn again.
as always. We'll just keep the endless cycle going.
What are we pissed about this time? Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but here. Do you have any insect phobias?
Not really.
Oh. Damn, I was gonna put some tarantulas in your pants.
Hey, tarantulas in my pants.
Not captured from like the pet store. They're not defanged. Ah, it's biting my cock.
Yeah.
Spider bites. So yes, that's people.
It's just fucking shit, you know. And the worst part is, I'm fucking... Hello? Oh, lovely. He is disconnected.
I can still hear. Oh.
There you are.
No, I can't. There you are.
All right. Like I said, you know, I just don't get this fucking, you know, give up on your... I'm a nihilist, and I still don't fucking give up my dreams.
No.
Why?
I don't
Because I
understand.
have the realistic, you know, picture that, you know, there is this small chance I'll actually succeed. You know, very minimal. You know, and it gets lower with age. Oh, well, I'm still doing it. Knowing this, going in. It's just the way fucking life works.
Why not at least try? Mm-hmm. I mean, would you rather be remembered as the guy who tried and failed, or would you rather be remembered as the guy who tried because he wanted to look cool, developed a little bit of a passion, then quit because he couldn't do a kickflip?
Yeah, I know. God, you know, I'd rather fucking just, you know... go out swinging than any of this other shit.
Not to use the racing thing again, but you know that's what I know. Look at how many racers who maybe tried to make it to NASCAR, IndyCar, or Formula One, but couldn't make it. So some racers are racing, you know, lower series, which some are actually more competitive than the bigger series, but that's not the point. But they don't have the prestige of, say, Formula One. But you know, they're racing, they're enjoying it, they're doing what they love.
Yeah.
You know, just they may not be doing it on the grand scale, but they're doing it, you know, and they're being competitive, and I'd rather, you know, if I couldn't kickflip on a skateboard or whatever, I would play to my strengths, or just hell, go out with your friends and have fun. There's, you know, I know plenty of people on skateboards who suck at it, but they just love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you played bass. Sorry,
I
but you're
still
not
want to play bass again. I just gotta fucking get a place that'll have enough space for a fucking bass guitar.
Yes.
This closet of the room
not,
isn't very conducive to that. And like,
you're
you know,
not the next Steve Harris.
No, I'll never be that. I had dreams of being that, but yeah, that was quashed because I keep getting out of practice. Because I spend long stints without a bass because I either can't afford it or whatever random bullshit is going on in my life.
Well, again, I have the bass guitar, so just give me your intestines and I can make them string.
Mm-hmm.
A gym intestine bass. No, so that's, I mean, but you do it anyway because you love doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you know, it's not, oh no, I can't play, you know, this song in full. I'm gonna give up.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that, you know, I'll learn to play or not, you know.
Yeah. I can't, I'm worse than you at bass. I can play some punk.
Mm-hmm.
And I can play drums as well as maybe Hellhammer. Not the drummer. The drummer's great. The band. But does that mean I'm going to give up? Hey, if you give me a drum kit right now, I'd play it. I love drums.
Yeah.
You know, bass is fun too.
Yes.
So, but the fact that I'm not the best at it, oh well. I'll, you know, have fun. Maybe form a band.
That's the great thing about it. I'm not the best singer in the world. I think I sound like Dave Brocky, but I probably sound like a dying moose.
Mm-hmm.
But, so yeah, that's... Well, you wanted to talk about cheerful nihilism, because a lot of people don't get, when I said something about, life has no meaning, how could you say that and be so depressed all the time? Like, what are you talking about? I love that life has no meaning. I'm free.
Yeah, I know.
I'm free to do whatever I want. I mean, obviously not, morals and laws exist, but I'm free to live my dream unencumbered by anything. Just, hey, I want to find the meaning of life. What if life is meaningless?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Have fun.
Yeah. You just gotta fucking, always look on the bright side of life. Even when you're being disemboweled.
Yeah, exactly. I try to do that. Even when Jim exists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I will get my revenge on you. Anyway, I think that's all I got for this episode.
I think that's about all I got, too.
This has been the Swine Brothers Show, episode 191. You can get in touch with us if you have questions, comments, and death threats at Cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. And Facebook is facebook.com/SwineBros666. And like, comment, subscribe, and kill Jim.
No, you die first.
And share. Definitely share the video.
Share the fuck out of it. We suck at the promotion thing.
Anyway, for the Jim, I am the Elliot. Piss off.
And then my balls itched till I scratched them. Then they itched more.